Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Carter Code Podcast. I'm your co-host, Josh, with my other co-host, Dwayne.
Yo.
Today, we got a special guest in the building, one of the most unique quarterback journeys
Let's go.
in all of football.
Come on.
Okay, he's a Division II national champion. Conference USA Newcomer of the Year. Okay, he led FBS in passing yards with nearly 4,800 passing yards.
Yes, sir.
Threw for over 1,500 passing yards and 171 passing touchdowns in his career.
15,000.
Let's big emphasis on 1,000. Okay, signed with the Chicago Bears and is now leading the Dallas Renegades to the promised land. We got quarterback Austin Reed.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, here we go. Let's
go.
What's up?
Appreciate you coming on the podcast with us, man. It's huge. You know, we've been waiting on this one for a long time. We got a lot of stuff to catch up on, being able to have some shared experiences in our lifetimes. But just want to go ahead and start off with where you're from, where your upbringing was like, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm originally from St. Augustine, Florida. It's over near Jacksonville, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
I grew up in St. Augustine, where football is king. Like, you grow up in St. Augustine, everybody's dream growing up is to play for St. Augustine High School, to play for Coach Joey Wiles at the time. Grew up, was playing football, always knew I wanted to be a football player. From a pretty young age, had a dream that I wanted to play professional football. Then eventually I got to St. Augustine High School, played for Coach Wiles for 2 years before he retired, and then I played for Coach Brian Braddock for my last 2 years at St. Augustine, and grew up there, and really appreciative of my upbringing with, I have my two parents and my sister Brooke, and we grew up there, and it was a pretty good upbringing. I can't complain. I was definitely blessed for that.
Yeah. Was what age growing up did you realize, like, okay, I might be nice? You know what I'm saying? I might be nice at this.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt, super motivated and competitive in what kind of a player I was. I don't think I was ever probably the most athletic guy on the field.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I was probably ever the most talented player. But I always just, willed myself to be successful at what I did, especially in football.
Yeah.
And so from a young age, I had a lot of success, and I was like, hey, I really want to play college football. I really want to play pro football. And I always felt like I could. But then, I'm in middle school and I'm still having success. And I'm like, maybe that's a dream.
Yeah.
And then in high school, I didn't start till my senior year.
Really?
So that kind of derailed that a little bit. I wouldn't say that, my personal confidence in who I was as a player wavered. But then you're like, man, I'm not starting until my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
Am I going to have enough traction to play big time college ball?
Yeah. So your sophomore year, junior year, what is that? Where are you on JV?
No, so I played JV my freshman year. We go undefeated. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Great time. And then my sophomore year, I move up to varsity, and I'm the second string quarterback.
Okay.
And we had a quarterback before me who started as a freshman on varsity.
Okay.
And so he was kind of established, was the guy. And so my sophomore and junior year was to be in the second string behind him. And then my senior year, which was in the fall of 2017, was when I finally got my chance and got to play. And that's where I
Was there ever a point, I guess, when you were in high school, where your coach is letting you know, okay, we're going to give you a chance at some point, it's just not going to be right now to be the starting quarterback?
Yeah, it's really interesting because my junior year, we're playing against Melbourne High School. I want to say it was the fourth game of the year. And our starting quarterback got hurt in the first quarter, and I played the rest of the game. I ended up throwing 2 touchdowns in the game, played really well, and I kind of I think at that point put on notice to my coaches, hey, I can play.
Yeah.
I can play at this level. I know we have a dude who's been the guy for a while, but I think I can play at this level. The next week we play against Creekside High School, and 3 drives into the game, they gave me a drive. And we both played in that game. And then after the game, I got a call from my head coach at the time, and he said, hey, man, I just don't believe in 2 quarterback systems. We have a guy who we really believe in, and we're just going to keep rolling with him. And I was extremely discouraged at the time.
Yeah.
I felt like I was good enough to play at this point. But he was like, hey, man, you are 99% going to be the guy next year.
Yeah.
So just stay ready. And that was always just my mindset, as I was like, man, I'm going to have one crack at this thing.
Yeah.
My senior year, I'm going to have one chance to do it. And so I pretty much spent my entire high school career preparing for that senior year because I knew that was really going to be my only opportunity to be the guy. But I always knew I wanted to play for St. Augustine. I could have transferred to play at a high school near St. Augustine, but for me, it was just, like I said, you grow up in St. Augustine, the dream is to play at St. Augustine High School.
So they're really holding weight Like
yeah,
that,
it was
in that area?
like St. Augustine High School was one of those like Friday Night Lights towns where
Yeah.
like, you know, like we had an old expression in St. Augustine, like if you wanted to rob a store, you did it on a Friday night because nobody was
no
in
one's
town.
there. Yeah,
Everybody was at the St. Augustine High School games.
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, that carried a lot of weight, and I know like I really wanted to play, but like I had grown up since I was 7 years old going to Brumley Stadium and watching the St. Augustine High School Yellow Jackets,
Yeah.
and so it was just never a question about transferring. At least in high school, I always wanted to play at St. Augustine, so I stuck it out.
Yeah, that's so, and I think is you just kind of hit it though, but it's like it's so crazy to think about that because I mean you're not old enough for that to be a long time ago, right? But like we're in a completely different world right now,
Yeah.
right? I think they said there's something, don't quote me on a number, but there's something crazy like 10,000 high school kids in Florida alone have transferred high schools like this offseason.
And it's so crazy because like now you have that like, and right, wrong, or indifferent, you have that rule to where you can just go to any high school in your county.
Yeah.
Where like when I was in St. Johns County growing up, Bartram Trail, Creekside, Nice, all these schools were like at capacity, and so you weren't allowed to transfer within the north part of the county.
Yeah.
And like it really like transferring was something where like you probably either have to be within the zoning of the school or your parents would have to move.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy how it's moved nowadays. Where like I know some people here in the Panhandle are
you can just go
with certain schools. That
no doubt.
Certain things. I'm not gonna name names.
No doubt. You can just you can just up and leave, and they're just no one's worried about it for some reason.
It's crazy.
It is, man. So, boom, we're going to senior year, right? Well, first of all, what's recruiting like going into your senior year, and where are you mentally?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of crazy. I got my first offer from Columbia, the Ivy League school, in the spring of my junior year. So like going into my senior year.
Yeah.
So I got my first offer before I had started a game,
Wow.
which was kind of crazy to me. I was a little surprised. I had played a lot my junior year because like we were beating the dog piss out of teams, and I was getting time in the second half, and so like I had good junior year film.
Yeah.
And you know, I think Columbia was offering every Tom, Dick, and Harry at the time.
No
So
doubt.
I got my first offer from them.
Yeah.
And so like then I started to get a little bit more interest from like other like Patriot League and Ivy League schools because I had gotten that offer. And then I had like a really good summer of camps, and we had gone to like a team camp at JU.
Okay.
And we had played really well, and
Jacksonville University.
Jacksonville University, RIP football program.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
go Sharks. And aren't they the Sharks?
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Go Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
RIP that program. But so I'd done really well at the team camp, and one of the teams we had played against had a really good relationship with the Southern Illinois offense coordinator at the time. And so like a week into my senior season had gotten an offer from Southern Illinois.
Really?
So I was thankful to be getting, and I was being recruited by D2 schools at the time, like Florida Tech, another RIP, that football program.
Oh, Florida
boy.
Tech.
Had been recruited.
Shout out
They're the
Brad Lagan.
Panthers.
Brad Lagan
No,
went to Florida Tech, right? Hey,
shout out to
Brad,
Panthers, man. Shout out Brad Licken,
Yeah,
man.
they don't know about the Panthers now. That's
Come on.
They don't know about that.
Look.
Over there playing at Melbourne Tech High School. But anyways, so I had like interest from D2 schools, and I was really thankful for that. Like Lenore Ryan was another one that was super interested in me before I was really getting. And so thankfully, like I knew I was going to play college ball.
No doubt, is there?
But I was like, man, I think I'm good enough to play at a certain level.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, I'm going to go have a senior year and make the most of it. But I thankfully like had a little bit of traction.
Yeah, going into it. Okay, so that's not a horrible spot to be. Yeah. And I think a piece of it too. I mean, I think you kind of had brought it up. Like your head coach, his name holds weight too. Yeah. So like it's also interesting because it's like he's probably telling you like don't leave, just stay here. Like just be ready. Like trust this process.
Yeah.
And he can make sure that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the program carried weight too. I mean, now since I've left, if you include like after I've left, we've now had like 7 or 8 straight starting quarterbacks play college football.
No doubt.
At the next level.
Yeah.
So it carried weight to be the starting quarterback at St. Augustine too. I knew that.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's awesome. So I was saying shout out St. Augustine.
Yeah, shout out St. Augustine.
So
Shout out
this
to
is
Dog.
so for a lot of people that don't know our connection, right? Our first experience with A. Reed is a Navarre St. Augustine game.
Yeah,
Sure is.
Playoff game. Okay. I just gotta talk about my perspective on this real quick. I remember watching you warm up, and I'm thinking, oh no, because I mean I've never seen a team like look on. Like that. Was that your sophomore year?
No, that was my junior year.
Junior year?
My junior year, yeah.
Your junior year. So just some, mind you, we had seen them the year before, and I think Mike and them had played them. But
don't say Mike and them. You know, Mike and them had me on the team now.
Mike, Suge,
okay.
JJ.
Suge had his hand in the
okay.
dirt.
Sure,
you
played
I was in 3-10 now. I'm in 3-10
now. I remember this.
So
second team all state, by the way.
I'm not gonna lie.
We're gonna skip past that.
I'm not gonna lie. Our team was that team was loaded up, right? So I'm thinking next year, okay, Mike, like they're gonna do what they're supposed to do, right? I think I remember the next year y'all are playing, you're wiping your towel, you're throwing the ball to the sideline. First of all, you're as I would come to find out you would say, you're spinning it. Right?
Maybe a little bit. We felt good that night.
You're spinning it. Right? And I watch you throw to the sideline. I watch the receiver like run like a comeback or run it out. Boom. Toe taps. Grabs the ball with one hand, but like grabs like the butt of the ball. Like it's I've only seen Odell Beckham do it at this point in time. Grabs the butt of the ball, toe taps, steps out of bounds. It's like 3 feet away from me. I'm like, oh no, this is. I've never seen a warm up like this.
Right.
So this is not going to be good.
Right.
Yeah,
we had some dudes at receiver.
We had some guys, and it's like I've heard about the quarterback, but it's like I think, and you know how like rumors get started. So I think people are saying that you're committed to like Duke at the time. So it's just,
I wish,
man. No, that'd be lit. So it's like something, and I was like, okay, they got the Duke commit quarterback. He's throwing the ball. His receivers, it looks like he's committed to Alabama the way he's catching the football. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, this is not gonna be good, right? Yeah. Open. I think we y'all start the game off. You're throwing it a couple times. Your quarterback. Oh, you're the quarterback. You hand the ball off. Running back hits it for 70. I'm like, oh, this is not gonna be good.
Yeah.
This is not going to be good. Sure. Do you care to elaborate on what?
I'm gonna backtrack a little bit from the player's perspective.
Yeah.
We talked about this on a previous episode.
Yeah.
I think it was the Quentin episode. How we were just watching like during the warm up. You know how the team goes out in groups and stuff that.
Yeah.
So my group hadn't, been sent out yet, but we're still behind the end zone, so we can still see the field, right? And we're seeing the receivers just go over there doing backflips while they're catching the freaking pat and go. And we're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be a good game. We better buckle our chin straps. We weren't thinking, okay, we're going to lose.
Sure.
But we're also like, we're going to have to be on our 10 all game because we know it's going to be one of those street fights, which didn't end up being a street fight at all, by the way. We ended up losing tremendously in a terrible loss. But, and then we saw you drive one, like Wayne was saying, After that, we see you drive one, right? Mind you, y'all are, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all didn't even start throwing the ball until, like, y'all got to the red zone. And I'm playing linebacker at the time, watching you do reads that I haven't seen a high school quarterback do at the time. So, like, oh, yeah, this guy right here. He's going through 1, 2, check down 3. Like, you don't see that much. A lot of these high school quarterbacks, man, if their one isn't open,
it's one then run.
Yeah.
We're going to then we're going to run.
Yeah.
And I saw you, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, yeah, man, this is one of those games for sure, bro.
Yeah, we had some dudes for sure. I mean, for us, it was like, we felt pretty strong about having to get back. I mean, we talk about the game the year before, but the game the year before, Mike went crazy on us.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad. Like, Mike ran for almost 300. He might have ran for 300.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm sitting there, and I had gone to camps with fellow players who had been at Navarre.
Yeah.
And you see them at these camps, and they're talking about, like, man, I remember last year we came down to St. Augustine. We gave y'all a taste and this and that. No. You're sitting there. And I hadn't played the previous year, but I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, they're talking about St. Aug like that.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to see them again in the playoffs.
We're going to have to.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make sure we take care of that.
Yeah.
Seeing red.
And did.
But then we obviously had some really good receivers.
Yeah.
Like Cedric Daniel, Lonell Harris, and then you're probably talking about Kareem Brown.
Yes.
Who was a top 5 football player I've ever played with in my life. Like,
really?
In terms of if I everyone I've ever played with, he 100% should be an NFL guy.
Yeah.
And then obviously Dexter Brown went crazy and had his game, but it turned out to be a good night.
Man.
We definitely took a lot of pride in defending Brumley.
I remember too. It was like this is when I knew I was like, okay, this might be over. I remember y'all squib kicked it, but not even squib. Y'all sky kicked it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So boom, y'all kick it like 30 yards. It lands like this is the ball. This is the sideline.
Yeah.
It lands right here. And coaches, I hear the coach say, back up, because it's going to roll out of bounds, obviously.
Mind you, 3 coaches are standing next to the ball,
Right next to the
screaming
ball.
back up. I'm
Back up,
I'm
get away
on
from
kickoff return watching the return man, who is Dante at the time,
Yeah.
back up because I'm hearing the coaches tell him get away from the ball, thinking it's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah. It hits it. We're like, back up. And it bounces in the same spot, and it doesn't move again.
Yeah.
And it's like an inch from the sideline. So Dante's over it like this. Everybody's looking at it, and y'all team picks it up. Next play, running back again. Boom, from 50. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not going to be.
Bad
Yeah,
night.
this is not going to be.
I think there was definitely a little bit of extra motivation in that game as well because of
Yeah.
like what had happened the previous year.
So, yeah.
You know, it's funny because like you always find like motivations for games, and so in the previous 2 years we had like kind of gotten, for lack of better words, like it handed to us by, by panhandle teams. So my sophomore year, first round of the playoffs, we go to Niceville. Eli Stove and Romeo Finley. Those, oh my God. First off, Eli Stove and Romeo Finley are 2 of the best high school football players I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
They give us a taste. That Niceville team, we went to Niceville, first round, they give us a taste. The next year, right, we get our revenge against Niceville in the first round, but then second round, we beat Crestview.
Yeah.
And then third round, regional final, you guys come over there, you give us a taste. And it was like an out physical thing. And so going into my senior year, like that was a big point of emphasis. It's like our head coach was like, hey, people in the panhandle think we're soft.
Yeah.
Like they think we're a flashy football team. They think they bring the panhandle football over here to like Northeast Florida and then they just like beat us down.
Yeah.
And so like honestly, I think that's why you saw like Dexter run the ball so much and us go, because like we had been such a pass heavy team in the regular season, and then the playoffs, like we were a run heavy team, and then we would throw the ball off of the run.
Yeah.
And like I think it was because like our head coach took it so personal that people in the panhandle thought we were like soft.
You're like, no, we're gonna punch you in the face.
Physical. So like for him, every time we'd play a team, he's like, we beat Tate in the first round, and he was like, I thought they said we couldn't play with Pensacola football, and then we beat you guys in the second round. Is like, remember they ran us into the dirt last year, and I thought we couldn't hang with them. And then we played Crestview, and he was like, then we just ran through the panhandle. And so like for him, that was like a huge, like our head coach was like,
coach turned up.
I
and
know
he, and he would talk about it a lot. So like I think that was definitely, and I think that's now like a point of emphasis because like for some reason like St. Augustine just stays in the same region as the panhandle.
Yeah.
I feel like every year St. Augustine's playing panhandle teams in the playoffs, whether it's like Choctaw. Nowadays it's like Choctaw every year.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So it was a point of emphasis for sure with him.
I'll tell you a little backstory about our motivation going into would have been your junior year, my sophomore year of we played you guys. We were already hyped up anyway. This is like our first trip on the road. Mind you, that year we had American Heritage Delray. That's like the furthest team that we played, but they came to our stadium.
Gotcha.
So we're like, we finally get to go on the road. It's like a 5-hour trip to get down there. You know what I mean? Long night. We stayed up all night just having so much fun, bro. Honestly, should have went to bed a little earlier, but you know, I mean, we're kids right now. But and we get to the stadium, right? Pads in our hand, walking over to go set our stuff down, and I'm walking with Mike, and we look over to the student section. The student section has a sign. Honestly, I cannot remember what the sign said. It's something had to do with like Mike getting hurt or whatever. And then what really stuck out was they had a big, what you would call a voodoo doll with the leg taped up on it. I was like, oh yeah, Mike, we got to go do this one now.
Hey, look, Mike looking at it like, all right.
Yeah, we knew at that point it's gonna be a him game. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that. No, that doesn't surprise me because again, like I said, I know how St. Augustine treats their football.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they poked the bear.
You know
that's what we were saying. Like they're poking the bear.
You know,
obviously it didn't work.
At that game, they talked about, y'all see how good he is? He's so small, and they just talked about how small he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They just kept talking about how little he was. He was just like, yep.
He said, all right.
And Josh was like, yep, that's my brother. All right.
Yeah.
He said, look.
Okay. We know what we got to do now. That was.
We obviously knew. I knew. Now listen, I'm a football nerd. Like anyone who knows me knows, like I'm obsessed with all things football.
Yeah.
So I knew Mike had like crazy amount of offers.
Yeah.
And I saw, I was like, man, why is he committed to North Carolina?
Yeah.
Like, that's odd. Like, he had every offer
in the country.
He was like, he's committed to North Carolina. Don't make no sense. After the game, I told everybody and their mama, I was like, listen, this kid's going to go to North Carolina, and he's going to be the dude. I know why he's going to North Carolina. He's going to go run for 1,000,000 yards in North Carolina. Like
they don't have him there.
Like, mark my words, this kid's going to go be the guy at North Carolina. And then he did, obviously.
Yeah,
and I remember, that was the most vivid thing I remember about when Mike came to play us. I was like, why is this kid committed to North Carolina?
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't make sense. It made sense. It worked out, obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
And then obviously he went crazy against us. And I tell people all the time, like, and I don't say this because I'm just with you guys. Like, I do tell people Mike is probably the best, if not one of the best high school players I had ever played against.
Yeah.
That game my junior year, I remember I was like, man.
She's like, man, what's going
on? We got nothing for this dude.
You know what's so funny, though? It's like, as y'all are sharing these stories and as we're, like, talking about this thing, it's like, it's so interesting because it's like the main characters are never the ones, like, poking the bear. Like, they have an appreciation for it, so they don't really do it. Like, it wasn't you that was talking mess to, or it wasn't even the quarterback that was starting for y'all at the time that's talking mess to Mike.
So it wasn't even anybody on the team.
Yeah,
I promise.
So it's like a side player came and poked the bear, and then it's like fast forward a year, you're talking to the person that you said that was popping it about how the VAR beat the crap out of him last year at that camp.
Yeah,
he is not the main character.
Right.
So it's like, why are you the one that's poking the Austin Reed bear, right? And it's like, and really just giving the team like motivation. Like we don't need bulletin board material, but there's so much to talk about with this.
No
right?
doubt.
But before we move on, I will never forget. This is when I knew, okay, the game was over. I think y'all had scored 2 touchdowns. Y'all scored like fast, like back to back, and then I think Dante might take it. It's either. He scores from like 70 out. I can't remember.
Dante went for a long touchdown.
He did.
He scored for a long touchdown. But this is when like me and I looked at some of the other coaches. I was like, yeah, this might be over with. Dante took off for a second. Mind you, Dante at this point is the fastest player in high school football that any of us have ever seen. Right? I mean, he's running against like Jacob Copeland's and some of these guys and like sliding on them. Mind you, Copeland's committed to Florida at the time, so he's like,
I knew who
he's pulling away from guys.
Yeah. When Crestview beat Escambia, we were like, oh good, we don't got to play Jacob.
We don't got to play Jacob. Copeland.
So I trust me. I remember.
You see what I'm saying? So like Copeland's putting fear, like he's running away from guys like that.
Yeah.
So at this point, he's the fastest person on earth to us.
Yeah.
He breaks a 70-yard touchdown and like 40 yards to like go to the end zone. Y'all had 6 players catch up to him, and just did. I don't know why they didn't tackle him.
Yeah.
But they were like racing him.
Yeah.
Like it was like Dante was right here, and then you watch like 4 or 5 guys like you see where like Tyreek Hill goes and celebrates with someone that's running like with the football.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have it; he's just catching up to them.
Yeah.
Imagine 6 people. That's what it looked like, and I was like, oh no, we don't. We don't have a second person close to his speed.
We had some dudes. I think we were aware of that.
Yeah, no, that was ridiculous.
There was I don't know if this will make the pod. I'll say it anyways.
Yeah.
There was a couple milk checks that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Kareem,
you got to do that.
Kareem, who's in front of you?
Okay.
Hey, go ahead and run.
Yeah, what we call it? Hey, check mayo.
What was Dante wearing at that point? Number 5.
Number 5. Yeah.
5 ain't in front of you. Just go ahead and run that go route.
Yeah. Look,
automatic fade.
Take off. I swear to you.
We were aware of that.
Oh man, that's so funny, bro. All right, so boom, transition, right? You finish your senior year.
Yeah.
Right. You do what? Would y'all go to Final Four?
Yeah, I went to semifinals and
semifinals.
Got our tail whipped by Armwood.
Armwood is, that's dangerous.
We played those dudes 100 times. We lose 99 of them.
Oh,
they were unbelievable.
That's
a whole nother thing that you could go 20 minutes into. I would prefer if we don't.
Yeah.
That was a tough day for me, but yeah.
Golly.
They were so good. They were so good.
So, boom, you play them. Season's over.
Yeah.
Now you're transitioning into, where am I going to college?
Yeah.
Right. Walk us through that. What's it like, our recruiting process, like our thought process?
Sure.
What's going on?
Yeah, so I'd been committed to SIU at this point now for the better part of the season.
Okay.
I had a really good relationship with the offense coordinator at the time. His name was John Van Dam. And I was very confident about going there. Really wanted to go there, sign my national letter of intent in December.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, this is where I'm going. Like 2 weeks after I signed my NIL, Coach Van Dam takes a job elsewhere.
Oh no!
And now listen, I liked SIU. I was confident about going to SIU, but like, I was pretty much like the reason I had signed to go to SIU is because I believed in Coach Van Dam. I wanted to play for Coach Van Dam. And so when he left, I like considered everything. A lot of people don't know this. Like I considered everything. I considered a release of my NIL.
Really?
Or NIL. NLI.
NLI, yeah.
I know now there's two. Now it's the NIL.
Ooh, now it's both.
I wish it was a big deal back then.
Oh,
but
man.
Right.
now it's such a big deal. I get them mixed up. But I'd almost I'd almost like thought about getting a release from my NLI. I had been like contacted by a couple other schools before I had signed my NLI about like, hey, we like you a lot. FCS schools.
Yeah.
But I was pretty set. Like if I was going to go play FCS, I was going to go to Southern Illinois.
Okay.
Because I, again, really believed in Coach Van Dam and what his outlook for me was.
Yeah.
But you know, like he leaves. He's like, hey, I think Southern Illinois is still a great place for you to go.
Yeah.
I had signed my NLI at the time, and what I had been told is if I got a release from my NLI, I was probably gonna have to like gray shirt.
Okay.
And I wasn't really looking to do that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Southern Illinois. I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm still gonna freaking like kill it at SIU.
Yeah.
So I signed, and I ended up going to Southern Illinois, and I spent my first year there. But then, as we know, I ended up leaving.
Yeah.
It's just a multitude of things.
Yeah.
You know, I just wasn't like beyond football. Like I was very unhappy there.
Yeah. Okay.
And it got to the point where I was so unhappy that I hated football. And anyone who knows me, like you guys know, like I love football.
Yeah.
I like get so much joy out of playing the game, and I bring so much joy when I'm playing the game that like I would wake up in the morning and resent having to go to the building.
Really?
And
Damn,
I've never been like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, something's wrong. Like I need to find a way to like get back to loving this and loving what I'm doing. And so then that ultimately like led to me then transferring
Sliding out of there.
to Southern Illinois.
Oh, I want to stay here real quick,
Yeah,
because
go
that
ahead.
actually brings me to a question that I know I wanted to ask you at some point was, have you ever fell out of love with football?
Sure.
And if you have, what was it that helped you get through that type of
Yeah,
situation?
you know, I've definitely gone through like phases of like where you don't love it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
a natural
That's
thing, right?
everybody's gonna go through
Right.
that.
And
yeah.
to me, like that's almost like one of the things that like the game teaches you, right? Is like because in life you go through phases of life that like you're just not gonna be happy. Like that's just
Yeah.
inevitable, right? That's just human nature, that's life. One of the things football taught me in my career was like how to get through that though. Because like nowadays everybody's easiest solution when things get so difficult is to quit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so easy to quit. And some people may view me as transferring as quitting, but like for me, I've gone through those little phases of like where it's just like, man, I hate this. Like,
Yeah.
or I take that back. I've gone through phases where I'm not happy and I'm not loving it.
Yeah.
The difference when I was at Southern Illinois was I was like, man, I hate this. And I've never been like, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
Like I've gone through like a month or a week in the season where I'm like, man, like this is tough. We're
Yeah.
not winning. I'm not playing particularly well. And you find a way to power through those because it's like, hey, it's just being a man. You show up every day, you do your job. Like nobody's gonna feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
You gotta just keep showing up day in and day out and handling your business like a man. And then eventually, as you guys know, like things break.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But that was my thing is like for 9 months I was sitting there at Southern Illinois and just like hating it. And that's when it was different from like
Yeah.
I don't love it. It was like I hate it. And that was when I was like man, I gotta change something.
Yeah.
And like whether people think I quit, whether people view it as like, ooh,
You did.
whether people view it as like quitting or not, like wasn't gonna bother me because I was like, I gotta just change something. And so then ultimately that's what led me to leave. But like going back to what you said, like to me it's just like you just gotta be consistent and show up every day. Like eventually things break.
Yeah.
You know? Eventually they do.
Yeah.
And so for me it was like that's how I view it. And that's why I think football's so great because it teaches you that in life too.
Yeah.
Because like life gets tough and life sucks sometimes. But like nobody's gonna feel sorry for you or come save you at the end of the day. Especially us as like men.
No doubt.
Exactly.
Nobody's
No
coming
doubt.
to save the day.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like the world will see you fall and then you'll fade away and disappear.
That's it. And they'll just
Yeah.
move on.
And the world will move on. So
Yeah.
like it's about like how do I be a grown man and just like make sure I handle my business.
Yeah.
Good.
Adapting and adjusting. So, boom, you entered the. I guess is it transfer portal at the time? Or you just transfer?
Yeah, it was still the
It's
transfer
portal. Okay, so you're entering the transfer portal. You have no tape.
Yeah, none from Southern Illinois.
Yeah,
Everything would have been based on what I did in high
You
school.
did in high school, right?
Yeah.
So now, you kind of got to call back on like relationships that you had with coaches
Sure.
that you developed in high school, right?
Yeah.
So, what is that process like?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that for me going into the transfer portal was going to be relying on like interests I had in high school.
Yeah.
Or go JUCO. There was a point
Okay.
I almost thought about going JUCO.
Really?
And you know what's really funny is like I've never told anyone this story. Like my final two were West Florida and Laney College. The year that Laney College was going to be on Last Chance U.
Really?
And they had been telling me about that. They had been like, hey, like, we have a Netflix opportunity. Like, I don't
We don't
like,
want to promise that.
don't want to make any promises, but like, we are pretty sure we're going to get Last Chance U.
Really?
And so for me, like, I had dabbled in Florida Tech a little bit, RIP.
Man,
I had like gone on a visit to Florida Tech, but like when I went on a visit to Florida Tech and UWF, and no disrespect to Florida Tech, I think you see it now. Like, it was night and day.
Yeah.
I was like, UWF feels like a big time football program. Florida Tech feels like a small school that's struggling, and it ended up struggling enough to where they had to shut down.
For sure.
But so for me, my decision was like, do I want to go JUCO and think like if I play well enough, I'm going to get an opportunity at a big school again, or like bigger school, or do I want to go to UWF? And just when I went on my visit and I talked to Coach Shinnick and talked to Coach Nobles and I came here to Pensacola, I was like, oh, this place is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever going to get to the league. Like, I don't know what is ever going to happen. But, like, I know if I go here for the next 4 years, like, I'm going to really enjoy playing college ball.
Yeah.
And they had talked about, like, hey, like, you're going to come here and we're going to, like, let you compete to be the starter, like, immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
as soon as you get here.
Like, you're going to legit get an opportunity to compete.
Yeah.
Against, like, older guys. And so I just like fell in love with that and fell in love with the school, and I was like, man, this place is awesome.
This is a place to be at.
And ultimately, that's why I decided to end up going to UW.
Yeah, and I think it's so cool too. Like as you hear that, because again now, and that's not even that far ago, but like now we live in an era where it's like people don't want to hear like you have a chance to compete. Like people want to hear like, okay, you're the day one starter now, right?
And that's crazy. I don't want to cut you off, but like, I've always said two things. One, if you tell me I'm going to start from day one, I never want to play for you.
Okay.
Because to me, you're a bad coach.
Come on.
You've never seen anything. You've never seen me. You're gonna bet your livelihood on me.
Right. Yeah.
Like I could suck.
Yeah, I could be bad.
Like,
I could be really bad.
I can come here and be terrible. And
Yeah.
You're gonna give me the starting job right now.
Yeah.
Like make me come in and win the job.
Yeah.
You're a bad coach if you're just gonna give a guy the job without letting him play. You know, like or without seeing anything. And I think that's even like 5 stars. Like oh, I'm gonna tell a 5-star kid he's gonna come in and start immediately. Like well, he better be God's gift to football
he has to be
if he's gonna play as a true freshman and start for you. So like I think that, and then 2, like what are you scared of?
Correct.
All right, like if you are who you say you are and you're a guy, like you're a dude, right?
Yeah.
You will win a job, right? Like coaches are gonna play who is better
every time,
because again, like this is their livelihood.
Production-based business.
They are paid based on winning games, and that is how they support their families. Like if you're the guy, you will force a coach to play you.
Yeah.
I felt that way my entire career. Like you almost force his hand.
Yeah.
So what are you scared of? And obviously it's because guys are scared to compete and they and like it is I mean there is something that's like scary to like, you know, like if I go somewhere and I don't win a job, like and then it doesn't work out for me, then like my football career then goes down the drain. Like, that's not like an easy thing to do, but this is the business we're in.
Correct.
You know, we're not in the 9-to-5 business where it's like I get hired and they're hiring me to do my job and like
I'm gonna get paid
I'm in a
this and
secure
I'm gonna
livelihood. Like we're in the livelihood of like every single year your job is online. And then especially when I got to the league, every week your job was on the line. And then you get that call and they call you in and they cut you and now you don't got a job.
Right.
But that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
And so like why are you, to me that says something about both sides, like the coach and the player.
Yeah.
Like if you're like I want to be named the starter. And so for me that was always a huge thing. I told Coach Shinnick when I went to UWF, hey, I just want to be given the opportunity to compete.
That's it.
I told Tyson Helton at Western Kentucky, like, if you were going to tell me I was going to come here and be the guy, I probably wouldn't come here.
Yeah.
Because I know you're lying to me.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to just come here and I want to compete. And
Yeah.
so, like, as a football player, you can't be scared of that.
100%.
Like, you can't. If you want to be a guy, like, if you're watching this and you want to be a dude and you're scared to compete, find something else you like.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna survive. Like you're just not. You're
Yeah.
not. If you're not ready to go win a job and be cutthroat, you can't care about what's gonna happen to somebody else. Like that's the worst part about it is like every job you win is the end of somebody else's career.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
That's just what it
this
is.
is the business. So like
It
if you don't love that, if that's not like in you, if that's not something that drives you, go find something else to do.
Yeah.
Because you will not make it. And
Yeah.
I know I got long-winded.
No. That's good. I think that's some of like the realest. I mean, we can say all we want. We want somebody that's not just been through it, but is literally currently in that. Like, that perspective is real. When you get to the league, they stopped paying somebody to pay you.
Yeah.
Like they took that money from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you could someone's family's not gonna get fed, so you can feed yours.
Like prime example right now is like look at what's going on in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like JJ played 1 year.
Yeah.
And it wasn't terribly bad.
Yeah.
But they brought in Kyler.
Okay.
Because they're like, hey, either you're gonna be the dude or we'll play Kyler.
Correct.
That's a former #1 overall pick.
Okay.
That's a good people don't understand. Kyler Murray is a really good football player.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, before he got to Seattle,
Man,
was a really good football player.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Like,
yes.
stop thinking because it didn't work out in certain areas.
Yeah.
Like, that these NFL quarterbacks aren't elite football players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Kyler Murray is an elite football player,
Yeah.
relatively. And so that's where, like, and now, so like, J.J. McCarthy, you were a top 10 pick 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Not 5 or 6 years ago, 2 years ago. And they're bringing in Kyler Murray to compete against you because that's the business.
Correct.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, it's and so you can't, like, that's why, like, every single day, every game, every week, every year, your job is on the line. You
Yeah.
can't be scared of that.
Yeah.
Because you see at the highest level, like, we drafted J.J. McCarthy top 10 overall, and Minnesota still might believe in him 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, hey, we're going to bring in a former #1 overall pick, and
Yeah.
you're going to have to beat him out.
We have to get to a certain point.
Yeah.
Right.
We have to get to a certain point.
And that's like, and JJ, you can't take that personally.
Yeah.
You have to just be like, this is the occupation I chose.
Correct.
Yeah.
I can't be like, boo-hoo, why'd they bring in Kyler? Like,
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he is. I don't know JJ very well.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't. Like, you just have to be like, okay, I got to go win this job.
This is what it is.
And so that's the crazy. But that's why, like, in this business, especially quarterback,
Yeah.
where only one plays, like, you have to, that has to be, like, that literally has to be you.
Yeah.
Like, that can't just be like, oh, it's like, no, like, that's who I am.
Yeah.
Because I compete.
Yeah.
And I take people's jobs and I win jobs. And because you'll have to.
That's who I am. I come in,
you'll
I take
have-
people's jobs.
You'll have to every time.
Killer.
Every time.
You need to
So,
be a killer. I love that.
Right.
So, boom, transition back. I'm glad that we did that because we're gonna use that. That's gonna hit for somebody.
Yeah.
I'm
it definitely will.
I'm telling you that's
They
gonna
hit for me, and
somebody.
I'm listening to it in person.
Man.
I can go on my rants every now and
Man, no, that's what I'm here for. So, you end up choosing UWF.
Yep.
Right. We're on campus. You're in a QB battle.
Sure.
Walk us through that.
Yeah, you know, I was super grateful because, like, Kevin Grant
Okay.
and Quentin.
Yep.
Q,
KG.
Yeah, shout out KG and
Shout out
Q,
KG.
man.
I pulled out both their governments. That's
Yeah,
all
you
I'm-
did. I said Kevin. Hey, look,
Kevin Grant and
Hey.
Quentin Randolph.
Hey, Kevin Grant. Kevin Grant.
Quentin Xavier Randolph.
My bad, Steve. My
Oh,
bad,
man.
Anyways, so, like, I'm super grateful because they really took me under their wing that first summer.
Yeah.
And, like, every time they were like, KG and Q were hitting me up all the time. Let's go throw. Let's go throw. Let's go throw. And, like, they could have easily been like, yo, this kid's like a redshirt freshman transferring in. Like, we got 2 older quarterbacks here. Like, let's go throw with them. This kid's probably he's probably a year or 2 away.
Yeah.
But, like, KG and Q really, like welcomed me with open arms.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I feel like when I threw with them, like, they were like, oh, this kid can throw pretty well. And
Yeah.
at that point, like, I think they were like, hey, there's a possibility, like, this kid's good enough to win the job. And, like,
Yeah.
if our offense can be a certain type of way, if, like, he's the guy.
Yeah.
And so, like, thankfully, I was welcomed with open arms
With
by
those
those
guys,
vets.
yeah.
And I think it gave me a lot of confidence that, like, oh, the vets, like, believe in me.
Yeah.
I'm not just some kid who's transferring in that, like, UWF's looking at as a future asset. Like,
Yeah.
no, like, these guys who are going to be dudes for them believe in me.
Yeah.
And then in camp, like, when I started out camp, I started as the 3rd string quarterback.
Also,
And-
pause. I have to before you go into camp.
Yes.
We talked about this. I think on Q's episode.
Yeah.
We might have had a
This
Austin
is
Reed
such a full
reference.
circle.
I think we've had an Austin Reed reference in every episode, no matter who it is.
I
But
don't know, probably mostly negative.
humble beast, humble beast that Austin Reed is. I'm gonna tell you from the perspective of his teammates, right? He gets there because you're throwing in what, like spring or summertime?
Summer, like
summertime.
June, we're out there just throwing.
So you're throwing in the summertime, and I remember like the first time y'all threw because Q calls me, and it was like, "Hey Wayne, we got this white boy that can throw," and I'm like,
That's me.
I was like, "Okay, like all right, cool." He was like, "Nah, Wayne, you're not hearing me." Mind you, I don't even know what he wants me to do with this information.
He
just
just
called
call
you.
somebody.
He was like, like he's just calling me to tell
Somebody's
me.
gotta hear
Yeah,
this.
someone has to hear that. He said, "Wayne, no, you're not hearing me. We got a white boy that can throw the piss out the ball," and I'm like, "Okay, I mean, I believe you.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome." And then fast forward to like 2 weeks later, I'm training at Exos. It's me, Jimmy Ward, J Mac. That's the receiver. He was at the I think they're both with the 49ers. Chris Conley. So we got guys. We got guys out there that we're really like we're competing and whatnot. We need a quarterback. And I'm like, dang. Oh, wait. Q said he got a white boy that could throw. So I called Q. I said, hey, man, what's that white boy's name? I hated that we kept calling you white boy. But I was like, what's that?
It's a defining characteristic.
It's a characteristic.
I mean, if the shoe fits, I match with that.
I said, hey, man, what's that young white boy that y'all said y'all had? He said, yeah, I sent him, boom. So I ended up calling you. And you're there in like 20 minutes. Like, I don't know how you got there so fast.
Love ball, man.
But you're there.
Just had to get
right? So Avery pulls up to Exos. Boom. And he's warming up. And I'm like, okay. And it's like the biggest problem, like, I guess as a pro, when you start throwing with like a young college guy or even like a high school guy, is like they throw bad, realistically. Like, and I'm sure they throw good, but they get around pros and they just shit the bed, right? And they throw it high, shoulders up. They're doing every mechanic that they have is gone. Like all of it's broken, right? You go out there and I mean you're throwing the piss out the ball. And mind you, the field's only like 40 yards. Yeah. But everything is a one ball for you. Like everything is like I don't think a ball was higher than like 10 feet in the air. Like you're throwing it, and we're just like, oh shit. To where like I think Jimmy Ward was like, hey, what who he play for? I think I seen him with the Panthers. I was like, nah, fam, he's 19. Like I think he's
no, he's with the Argo.
Yeah, so I think he's a young man. I don't think he's he's a child. But I remember calling Q right after that, and I was like, hey Q, y'all got a white boy that can throw the ball. Like,
I love hearing this.
So it's like,
I'm glad to hear this.
Yeah, fam. So it's like you go into camp and Q was like, he's gonna be the starter. Like he was just very like, obviously there's a competition for your side.
Sure.
KG and Q and then some of the other guys I'm talking to on the team, they're like, no, fam, it's not. Austin's gonna start. That's just what it's gonna.
Well, I appreciate the vote of confidence.
That's just what it's gonna be. So glad it worked out.
Because the first day of camp, I show up and they got the list of like the groups you're with, right? The blue group was the starters.
Okay.
Right? This is a big Shinnick thing.
The guys.
Shinnick love groups.
Yeah.
The blue group was the starters. The green group was the second stringers, and then the white was the thirds. Right? And I look up and I was on the white, dude.
Oh no, not the whites,
bro. I was pissed. I was like, they got me with the whites. It got me messed up, man.
They got me with the whites. Me? I know don't got me with the whites.
I hope somebody's got the context of this when they're catching this clip.
Yeah, no, we're gonna clip this.
They got me with the whites. I'm pissed off. I hope nobody knows what we're talking about.
All of a sudden, turned to Larry Bird.
Anyway,
how dare they have me with the whites?
But yeah, so I'm glad those guys all believe because I was like pissed. But then again, I was like, hey, control what you can control.
Yeah.
Just go out there and let's make sure the third stringers look like the starters.
Yeah.
Like I think I want them to think that like if somebody came out to watch practice, they'd be like, hey, the whites, those guys are the starting crew.
Whites.
Clip that. And so
the whites are the starters.
The whites are the starters.
Start the whites. Dang.
You said no coach ever.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry. But anyways.
Oh man, save that clip.
So yeah, that was like an emphasis for me, and I was like, I'm gonna make sure like we look like. And so then we like had a couple. I had like a good couple weeks. I had worked my way up to like the green group. I was getting reps with the green group, and then like we had a scrimmage like a week before the first game.
Yeah.
And I think at this point like I was like the second string guy, and the starter was gonna be the starter.
Yeah.
And I kind of popped off in that scrimmage. I went crazy after like 3 touchdowns. The starter didn't have the greatest day.
Yeah.
And I think at that point they were like, whoa, like maybe we need to.
Yeah, now we have to have a conversation, please.
And then going into the first game, they tell us the night before, they're like, I don't want to name drop them, but they're like, hey, you're going to start. And then they were like, Austin, be ready to play. I like remember going back to my room. I'm like, man, what the heck, man? I thought I did enough. But then like, of course, in the first game, like, they let the other guy play the first 2 drives.
Yeah.
I went in the third drive, had a decent drive, but then I throw a pick in the end zone. And I'm like, oh, damn, I screwed it up.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm done. They're about to call me out. They're like, you got another drive. I was like, oh, okay, let's go. So I drove down. We scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I never came out after that.
Really?
That was it.
I thought they were going to keep switching us, and then I played the rest of the game against Carson Newman. We lose.
Yeah.
We lose. I'm like, man, I screwed it up.
Yeah.
They were like, nah, you're going to start next week against Shorter, which if you need a game to be your first game as a starting quarterback, being against Shorter University in 2019
that's what it is.
was a godsend. It wasn't like, like it wasn't like we were playing, and no disrespect, but it wasn't like we were playing Valdosta or Delta or West Dallas. Some of these teams, like we were playing Shorter, who hadn't won a Gulf South game in 6 years.
Oh no!
So I was like, man,
you can't wait to play them.
That's right, bro. Let's go. This is my game to start. I popped off, and so then from there I was the guy. So yeah.
He said Shorter was a god.
It was. They hadn't won a Gulf South game in like 6 years.
Oh man.
And then we went crazy. And I mean, no disrespect, great program, kind of like good program. But, yeah. So
yeah,
it came at the right time.
Hey, so you're starting next week. He looked at the schedule.
Shorter.
Okay, we need this.
Start rubbing them hands.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, these boys thought that Peyton Manning had walked into UWF after that week. They were like, "We got our guy."
Yeah.
I was like,
oh man. Okay, so walk through the rest of this. Walk through. You're the guy now.
Yeah.
After week 2, we're rolling. Mind you, for some of y'all that don't know UWF's history, it's a very short history.
Yeah.
They just got started. They had just gotten started, but year 1 was like 2017, 2016, 2016. I mean, their first year they were eligible to go to the playoffs. I think they went to the Natty.
so their second year.
Second year.
So first year they were and then second year they went to the Natty.
They went to the Natty. So it's like the kind of consensus around UWF is like the they just made their standard, but that standard is winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like boom, you walk in and you have that standard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have that standard. So walk us through I guess the rest of that season.
Yeah, I mean, we went through a stretch where we didn't play great. Like I said, Shorter was a godsend because I played really well against Shorter.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that I played well against Shorter bought me some games.
Okay.
Because we played against Mississippi College and I did not play good.
Yeah.
And we beat them in overtime. We barely got by them. And then we played Delta and I go crazy against Delta because again, I think that bought me some more games because then we play North Greenville. Who else did we play? We played North Greenville. And then we played one other Gulf South team, West Georgia.
Okay.
And I didn't play well.
West Georgia is a very good team.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't play well in those 2 games, right? And again, I think the fact I've had a couple good games has bought me time.
Yeah.
So we played North Greenville, we play West Georgia. We're winning these games. I'm not playing super well.
Yeah.
And then we go play against Valdosta. And Valdosta at the time is on a 28 game win streak.
Yeah.
These dudes are unreal. They were
hoop.
unreal at this point. I played against teams in Division 1 that weren't as good as this team.
Yeah.
I played Conference USA teams that weren't as good as Valdosta was at the time.
Really?
Yeah, they were so good.
Wow.
And we go in there and they go up 21-0 in the first half. And we're like, oh my God, we're going to get killed.
Yeah.
And then we came back and we ended up losing 21-27.
Oh wow.
Defense and we were driving down to win the game.
Yeah.
And we just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, we might be we're close. We're
Yeah,
really
we're
close.
right there.
Next week we play West Alabama and it's a must win to go to the playoffs. We beat these dudes 48-41.
Yeah.
Crazy game. We're like, all right, we're in the playoffs. We're a pretty good team. When we got in the playoffs as the 6th seed.
Okay.
So 7 seeds get into each region in Division 2.
Yeah.
The first seed gets a bye. 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5.
Yeah.
There's 4 regions. So 28 teams are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we're the 6th seed in Region 2.
Oh man.
And so to most teams it's hey, you're going to be a first round exit,
Yeah,
right? So we
that's what it is.
go play at Wingate.
Yeah.
And we watch Wingate on film. We're like, these dudes suck.
Yeah. Do y'all have a idea of where y'all are gonna be at, who y'all gonna play? Because I know just from when I was at Harding.
Yeah, because you know
the way D2 works. Well, I don't know how y'all. We had no idea what seed we were gonna be. We had no idea
until the end because it's a computer.
Correct. That generates
formula.
it.
It's the craziest thing.
Wait, explain that.
So
it's okay.
No,
you want to because it's you'll beat a team and have the same record, and then they'll be the 2 seed and you'll be the 5 seed based on it's the
it's tough too because it's
this computer formula.
It's computer formulated and it's no matter. It's almost weird because it's almost no matter what formula you're in, it almost no matter what your record was, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
We were, I think my first year at Harding, we went 10-1, and we did not know if we were going to the playoffs.
You're right because it's you have no idea.
We have no idea.
You have no idea until the selection show. And the formula is a secret.
Yeah.
They don't share or at least they didn't. I think they do now, but they don't share the formula of where everybody is.
Yeah.
So we get the 6th seed.
Yeah.
And we're
team is lit though. When they announced UWF.
We're we're in.
Yeah.
Hey. But we're the 6th seed and we're how are we the 6th seed? We lost one game in the Gulf South versus Valdosta. We lost a game early in the year, like that sucked. But like, we're better than the 6th seed.
Yeah.
And like, I always viewed in Division II that like the Gulf South was kind of like the SEC.
Yes, yes, yes.
And the SAC that we were paired with was like the ACC. You have a good team come out of it, but like overall strength of conferences, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
So we see we're playing Wingate week 1, and we watch film, or like round 1, and we like watch film. We're like, these dudes aren't good. We're gonna go beat the piss out of these dudes.
Yeah.
So we go up to Wingate in a rainy day, and we beat the hell out of them. Then we have to play Valdosta again, and we're like, man, we almost beat them last time. Now they're on like a 32 game win streak. We're like,
they have not stopped winning since they played all.
they have not stopped winning.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that like if we had lost to them, they would have won national championship again. I feel very confident in that.
Yeah.
And so then we go play them, and we like run out to a lead. We're up like 30. We're up like 31-14 on these dudes.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we're about to beat these dudes. Let's go. Like, we're taking them down. They score 3 straight touchdowns. We go down 35-31.
Playoff football.
We're like,
Right.
oh my God, what happened?
Yeah.
We drive down the field in like 2-minute drill. We score with like 3 seconds left. We beat Valdosta, knock them out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And their winning streak. We
This,
then go.
is this second round?
This is second round.
Okay.
Now. So then we go play Lenore Rhine. Good team, but like we think we're better than them.
Yeah.
We
But
go
they,
to Lenore Rhine.
they got a safety from hell at the time.
Yes,
They had
did.
Kyle Duggar.
Okay.
Yes, they
But
did.
crazy, Kyle Duggar had been hurt. And
Ah.
so there was like people that thought he could play, that he could come back from his injury. I know he had a Senior Bowl invite at the time, so I
Yeah.
don't know if that played into it. But he didn't play against us.
Really?
He didn't.
But y'all are not knowing this until the game starts.
Not until the game he shows up. He has like he's just in street clothes.
Okay.
So he doesn't play, and we beat them. And then we go up to Michigan, and in like 14-degree weather, we play Ferris State.
Yeah.
Buckle
And
up.
Ferris was really good.
Yeah.
Like really good. I don't know. If we play those dudes 10 times, we probably win 5.
Yeah.
Like it was either way. Like they were good.
Yeah.
And we fortunately got like a lot of turnovers late in the game and capitalized on them and
Yeah.
beat those dudes. And then it's time to play like Minnesota State in the national championship. And we talked about it with like the thing earlier with Navarre, right?
Yeah.
Like and I say this with the most respect I can say. I'm watching the film and I'm like, these dudes have a bunch of white guys playing DBs.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, these dudes haven't faced anybody who can throw the ball all year.
Yeah.
I'm like, we should just throw the ball all day on these guys.
The whole time.
These guys play up in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
They're playing against teams up in the Midwest who run the ball all game. They're built to play like power run football. Like,
Yeah.
If we face these dudes, like when we face these dudes, we should just throw it on them.
Yeah. When you tell the coach, do you tell the coach like, hey coach, we should?
Yeah, because
I try not to be in y'all's game plan, but we should probably throw
yeah,
every play.
and I've always been like kind of an outspoken guy. I don't think anybody knows. I think everybody knows I don't mince my words.
Yeah.
But I'm 19, right?
Yeah.
I'm cocky. I'm a jerk. I'm like, coach, these dudes suck.
Oh,
let's just
popping
throw
it.
the ball all day on these dudes. We'll milk check them all day.
Yeah.
Like, we should go crazy on these dudes. I'm like calling my dad. I'm like, Dad, like these dudes suck.
Yeah,
Like,
I might throw for 600
like,
yards.
Dad, we're gonna kill these dudes.
Yeah.
These dudes are not very good. Like I can't believe these. I had felt like we had played 3 teams in the previous 3 weeks in the playoffs that were better than them.
Okay.
And fortunately, we ended up having a pretty good day on offense
Yeah.
against Minnesota State. And then
You know, I got
Pretty gay.
I got to
Pretty good.
pause.
we went all right.
I got to pause and gas you up for this right here, right? So, I remember we're having a watch party. Before you even say that, Q calls us, like, we have a group chat, and Q texts us in the group chat, and it's like, hey, I'm going to go crazy in the national championship. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, man, they got white DBs. I said, what's that mean? He said, man, what did he say in the last episode? He said, they don't got enough melanin to be backpedaling. And I said, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now listen,
Yeah.
you got your Riley Mosses and you got your Cooper DeJeans,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But like, listen, like a clock's right twice a day. You know?
Okay.
So like, it's, yeah, there's a couple of them, but like, let's just look at the vast
Let's just
majority.
look at what it is. So I remember watching this, and it's like, they'll be able to see it. Boom, first touchdown. I think this might be like your first drive of the game. Next drive.
Thank
Boom.
you.
I'm like, okay.
We're watching it right out here, by the
Yeah,
way.
we're watching it here.
Yeah, right here. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean,
Thank you.
it's to the
There's
point.
Quentin Xavier.
There
There's
he
Quentin
is.
Xavier right there. Rips it.
Blue. Thank you again.
No, you and Q were going federal.
Q was locked in. Q was in quote unquote flow state.
Yeah, he was.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Wearing that awful jersey number, bro. Come on, Q. I'll give him crap about that till the day I die. He's made 29 cool, but
look,
Chill
20
out,
seconds
T9.
left. He scores another. What's that? 60-yard touchdown. At this moment, I'm like, oh, they're going crazy, and I think we're having a little watch party here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we checked like the stats or whatever, and Q has like 200 yards at halftime.
yeah.
And I've never seen that from a receiver.
Right.
I've never seen the numbers you put up as a quarterback at halftime. Yeah. So I have especially never seen a receiver doing this.
Yeah.
Right. And what makes it worse, this is how I know Q, because Q is very like he popping it. Like he's like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He comes into the chat at halftime. Right. He's on his phone. I'm sure Coach Shinnick is
surprise
I'm
me,
sure
right?
Coach Shinnick is giving a hell of a speech. Right.
Coach Shinnick's out there talking to probably like 10 dudes who are dialed, and the rest of us are like, man, we're cutting.
He said Q gets on there and he said we're not done. We're not done. As long as they keep throwing it, we're gonna kill him. He said the receiver in front of us can't, or DB in front of me, he can't hold me, and we ripping it.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. He was cashing checks though that he could back up.
So at this moment, we're like, okay, and it just continues to go. So you end up throwing for all of the yards, right?
It was a decent day.
Decent day, huh?
He throws for like 600. It's crazy. What's the score end up being?
Dude, they end up coming back like late.
They did.
Yeah,
they
late
did,
in the
they
game.
did.
Bro, like we're
Yeah.
sitting there with our again, I don't mince my words. We're sitting there with like 2 minutes left, like buttholes clenched because they're driving down
Yeah.
the field to go like tie the game. And we're sitting over here, we're like, yo, wait a minute, it's 48. It was just 48-21.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Why are they catching up?
They had scored, we got stopped. They scored, we got stopped. They scored, got the onside.
Yeah.
So we had seen the ball in the fourth quarter for like a total of like 8 plays.
Yeah.
And
So
they
did
had-
y'all like park the bus and just think like, okay, let's play good defense, let's run the ball.
Yeah, we had gone like run, pass.
Yeah.
I think like I made a stupid read on one of the third downs that like stopped the drive. But,
Yeah.
and then they were just like rolling on us, and we're all like sitting there on the sideline. We're like, man, we were supposed to be having one of those fourth quarters where like the backups are in and the starters are cutting up on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like, and instead we're sitting there like sweating because they had come back now.
Yeah.
But
Sheesh.
we ended up winning, so it's all good.
Yeah, look,
Right?
It worked out.
the game was won, and it won a national championship, right? This is your first year there.
Yeah.
You end up winning a national championship.
Yeah.
Right. Y'all won the Natty. I mean, y'all are up. I mean, Pensacola. I can only imagine what y'all were feeling because I know Pensacola that in Pensacola, just the whole Panhandle it's jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They cannot believe this team has been alive for 5 years, and they have 2 national championship appearances and 1 win.
Yeah, we got back to the Pensacola airport. A lot of people don't know this. We got back to Pensacola airport at like 2 a.m, and there was people there.
Really?
Like there was people at the airport, at the bottom of the airport. If anybody knows Pensacola Airport, at the bottom of the airport, like there like to celebrate and like go crazy
Yeah.
with us as we like came in.
That
like when you
is
see with
lit.
like pro teams. And
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy. So I'm like, hey, we're a D2 program and we got people waiting at the airport.
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Like that's dope.
Yeah.
So just
I mean, our area has kind of been like fiending for just a football team.
Sure.
We
Yeah.
have, you know what I'm saying? Just they were ready for it. So obviously, boom, that happens. Where's your mind at? I guess after the Natty, like, are we thinking we're gonna stay? We're gonna transfer? What are we gonna?
Yeah, dude. You know, I really had no thoughts of leaving at that point.
Really?
And you know what's so crazy is I've talked to Caleb Nobles about this recently. Is like he thought I was gone,
Yeah.
and
Is he the quarterback coach at the time?
Yeah. So at that point, he's the OCQB coach.
Okay.
And so Caleb's like, yeah, I think he told me in retrospect, he's like, I thought you were gone.
Yeah.
I never even thought about leaving. I was like, I feel like I need to get better. I don't feel like I'm good enough to play at the Division I level yet.
Yeah.
I like also want to come back and like win another natty.
Let's run it back.
And so, especially because like there were still guys there that I really cared about. So like
Yeah.
Rodney Coates, Karan Ashley, like some of the Kenneth Chanel. There was guys that like I had really, really cared about that like still had another year of eligibility.
And at this time, you're only a sophomore.
A redshirt sophomore.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna play one more year with like my boys, right?
Yeah.
Like my guys were KGQ, Tate, Rodney, Bam, KC.
Yeah.
These were like my guys.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna play one more. I got like I'm gonna play with those three left, right? KG, Q, and Tate. And I got like these 3. I'm gonna play one more year with these guys. So like I knew I'm gonna go back for one more year, and I was like, if I play well, then I'll probably. But I loved UWF too.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't like I felt like I wanted to leave.
To leave,
because I was like, man, I love it here. So then COVID happens.
Yeah.
And that kind of threw a wrench in my plans, because I was like, man, like, and shoot, I ain't got no more eligibility. Who cares?
Yeah.
I had schools that were hitting me up,
Yeah.
like telling me to transfer.
Like it's time to go.
Like people who had found a way to connect to me through intermediate people saying like, hey, we think you should transfer here.
Yeah.
Like we want you to transfer. And so like after COVID, I thought about it, but then I was like, man, I want to run it back one more year. We had yet to win the Gulf South Conference.
Okay.
I like again wanted to play with my boys one more time, and so I was like, I'm gonna go back for 2021. So then I played.
Is Coach Nobles still the OC at that time?
No, so now Coach Nobles is gone.
Okay, where's he going? Clemson.
He went to Clemson.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he had been replaced by Coach Carlton,
Okay.
who is now our offense coordinator at the time. Who Coach Carlton is like probably one of my favorite coaches I've ever played for. Like,
Okay.
in terms of just not only just football, but like who he is. Like he's awesome. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play this year. And like in 2021, I was pretty sure it was my last year here.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I was like, oh, like I'm gonna go back to West Florida. I'm gonna try and win another natty, and then we'll see where it is.
Yeah.
Right? So then we play in 2021. We win the Gulf South for the first time. We beat a Division I FCS opponent for the first time in school history, which was
Who'd
cool.
y'all beat?
We beat McNeese State week 1.
Oh, shout out McNeese. Go Cowboys.
Come on, Vaughn.
Shout out McNeese. We went over there and played them. So they had a I love going on tangents, but they had that hurricane come through Lake Charles
Okay.
and take out all their lights. So we were supposed to play them at like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So we played them like first week of September at noon in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Oh, it's hot.
It's the hottest football game I've ever played in my
Really?
life, ever. We ended up beating them like 38-35.
It's so hot out there. You can't even be upset that you lost. Like you're just like, let's get off the field.
Dude, they had some good. They had some good players
Yeah.
too. They had this defensive end named Isaiah Chambers who played like pro football for a little bit. But, anyways, that's a tangent. But
Yeah.
we beat McNeese, so we had our first ever win against a Division I opponent.
Yeah.
We beat. We win the Gulf South,
Okay.
and then we get like upset in the second round of the playoffs.
Damn.
We play against Newberry. I play like crap. We play like crap as a team. We lose 42-39 in overtime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man. So every thought that I had about like being done and then like playing this year and being done,
Yeah.
had like kind of like
Went out-
disappeared.
went out the window.
Because I felt bad at this point. I was like, man, I didn't. No, I played okay in that playoff game, but I could have played a lot better. Had some costly turnovers.
Yeah.
I felt responsible for us. Like I felt like we should have won the national championship again. Like I
Okay.
almost feel like that team was as talented, if not more
Than
talented.
the team before.
Right.
Really?
And I think we had just fallen asleep because we had beaten Valdosta like 62-49 the week, like 2 weeks before.
Okay.
Won the Gulf South. We were super high on winning the Gulf South, and then we see we're playing Newberry. And I think that, like I told you, that SEC, ACC mindset that like we're in the Gulf South, we think we're better than them.
Yeah.
I think they showed up and they had a great game plan for us, and they beat us.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling super guilty. I'm like, man, I don't think I can leave yet. So I decide like I'm not gonna leave. But then like about a month or two into being back, I was like, you know what, like there's like two types of regret I can live with, right?
Yeah.
There's the regret of never leaving UWF, and then I regret never playing at the Division I level and seeing if I'm good enough to play at that
Play
level.
there. Yeah.
Or I live with the regret of leaving, going Division I, and then not being good enough. And I just regret leaving a good thing.
Like
I
I
had.
should have stayed where.
Right, and I
was
had a
comfortable
good thing
at.
going
Yeah.
at UWF. And ultimately, to me, the regret of not knowing if I was good enough, like would I've always sat there and been like, you know what, like I should have been playing in front of 80,000 people. I should have been playing in front of 100,000 people.
Yeah.
I should have been playing against the Ohio States. Like I'm good enough to play at that level. Like,
Yeah.
and I never tested to see if I was.
Yeah.
Was going to be more to me than leaving and it not working out.
Okay.
Ultimately, it's why I was like, you know what, like people may disagree with it. Don't really care. Like this is what I want to do. And
Yeah.
that's why I ended up deciding to transfer.
Sliding out.
How do you go from, well, I guess, how do you block out that noise of, you do have a year to spend with this team that you're currently on, right?
Yeah.
But you are in your head a little bit thinking the grass may be greener on the other side, right?
Sure.
There's a chance I can go to a Division I school and prove myself right, basically.
Sure.
How do you block out the noise and stay focused where you're at right now to be able to put your best foot forward in your current season?
Yeah, I mean, I think a huge thing is just being like present where your feet are. You know, I think like, and I haven't always been the best at that, but like, it's like you're never going to be where you are again. Like you're never going to get these moments back again. like I'm never going to get to play for UWF again if I do end up transferring. So for me, it was like, man, I'm just enjoying playing with this team, playing in this environment. And ultimately, like, if you take pride in what you do, you want to do it really well.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like, man, if I'm here at UWF, like, I'm going to be the best quarterback in the country. Like, I'm going to go into games where I'm going to play teams, and I want them to be like, we never stood a chance.
Right.
Because, like, even if I think I'm a Division I guy, like I'm playing Division II, I want people to be like, this kid shouldn't be playing against us.
Yeah.
And I go prove that week in, week out. Because, like, your tape is your resume, like, in our industry.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so, like, I never wanted my resume to look bad. And I never wanted people to say, like, again, like, I'm a little wired differently. I'm a little messed up in the head. But I never wanted people to say they have anything over me. I never wanted to, like, be like, oh, well, I ended up going to Western Kentucky and doing this, that, and the third. So, like, who cares what they... No, like, I want the people at West Alabama to know they could never hold me.
Yeah.
Like, whether, like, I end up doing this, that, or the third later on. Like, it mattered to me what you thought you did against me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, when I played Delta State, like, I want them to know, like, nah, y'all couldn't mess with me. Like, I went 2-0 against y'all. The 2 times I played against Delta State, they know what I was.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and, like, to me, that was, like, so... I keep doing that.
You're all good.
To me, that was so important. Like, that was as important as, like, what had gone on in the future. Because I was like, I know, like, right now what's going on. I want to be able to say about it. So, it's kind of, like, where I was at with all that.
Yeah. No, 100%. So, again, we're in the transfer portal. Mind you, at this time, the transfer portal is a newer thing. Transferring's not new, but the transfer portal where you can come in and play right away is a newer thing.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's picking up.
Now we're transferring. We're leaving UWF. Right. What's that like the cover? Because I know just the kind of man you are, and kind of like man that you're like that your parents raised.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? What was?
Appreciate that.
Come on now, shout out. Hey, look, shout out them.
Appreciate that.
Hey, look, goats. So, what I'm sure they like tell you like, hey, have a conversation with your coach
Yeah.
before. You know what I'm saying? Before you enter, what are those conversations?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I told you it wasn't a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation. At the time, and again, like I have so much respect for Coach Shinnick. Like, I'm not where I am without Coach Shinnick.
Yeah.
If he never gives me this chance and never lets me be who I was at West Florida, like all this stuff like never happens.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the conversation was uncomfortable. You know, I told him like, hey, this is what I want to do. That I feel strongly about this. I also told him like, hey, I'm leaving West Florida. I'm not leaving to go to make a lateral move.
Yeah. I'm not leaving here to go to Valdosta.
Right.
Yeah.
Or and again, like I say this, like I'm not saying this, like there's a lot of really good football at the FCS level, and there's a lot of really good players. But I was also like, I'm not leaving here to go FCS.
Okay.
Like I'm leaving here to go to the FBS.
If we're gonna
level.
jump, we're gonna jump.
Like if I'm doing this, it's because I think I'm gonna go play in front of 80,000 in an SEC stadium.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing this to like just like because I'm like selfishly just want to go here. Like I want to go play at the highest level to prove to myself that I'm good enough to play at that level.
Yeah.
And so I tell him that, and I think he, you know, obviously he thinks that like my development would have been better suited at West Florida with him.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think obviously like we had built such a strong relationship that was like a son telling his father like, hey, I'm moving away.
Yeah.
Like I'm leaving home. And so obviously I think he was upset, but he was also like a grown up about it and was like, all right, like if this is what you want to do, then this is what you'll do. And so then ultimately, I think when I entered the portal and the schools that were interested in me started reaching out, I think is when Coach Shinnick was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this makes sense.
Like he's knowing the schools that are calling about you.
Yeah, like I mean, there were schools reaching out, and I mean, some of them were reaching out for me to be the second string. Some were reaching out for me to come to compete to be the starter.
Yeah.
But when you looked at the Rolodex of teams that were calling, being like, "What's Austin Reed like?"
Yeah.
I think he was like,
Like they're calling him.
"Yeah,
Okay.
And
Yeah,
they're calling my old coach like, "Hey, why is he leaving? What do you think of him?"
Yeah.
And I think at that point he was like, "Okay,
Like this makes sense.
I
I didn't know it was these kind of teams.
right,
Yeah.
like
What kind of teams was it?
yeah." I mean, like when I was in the portal, my final three were Western Kentucky, Western Michigan, and BYU.
Okay.
And I really considered BYU at the time. I had a really good relationship with their offensive coordinator.
Okay.
And he had really like convinced me like, hey, this would be a good situation for me. And I really considered Western Michigan because I had a good relationship with the offense coordinator at the time. And I felt honestly, like if we're speaking honestly, I thought my clearest path to be a starting quarterback at FBS was Western Michigan.
Really?
I felt like that was the most like, hey, we want you to come here and be the guy.
Yeah.
Like you will be the guy. They weren't telling me that, but it was like, hey, like it's a good opportunity for you.
Yeah. you're gonna compete, but if you compete, you do what you're supposed to do.
Right. But then I went to Western Kentucky and I went to a practice and I like went around and I was like, man, it's how I don't want to like say this because it sounds like messed up, but like it felt like how I went when I went to visit Florida Tech in West Florida.
Yeah.
Is I was like, Western Michigan was great and it was nice and I enjoyed the people there. But like when I went to Western Kentucky, it felt like another level.
Yeah.
Like it felt legit.
Yeah.
And the players on the team and like the facilities and the offense they were going to run.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like
it wasn't Kalamazoo.
Right.
Okay.
It was not Kalamazoo. What a pull.
Come on.
Come on.
I know ball now. Look.
I have a Kalamazoo pull.
Come on.
Yeah, when I visited Kalamazoo in like February and I was like,
oh man.
cold here,
Oh
bro.
man, it's
But
freezing.
yeah, so I just like was drawn to it and they had obviously brought in another transfer from West Virginia in December.
Yeah.
And this was a guy who was like a pretty storied career and been a starter at West Virginia for 2 years.
Yeah.
And
So they brought in two guys that can be to compete to start.
right.
This sounds like another UWF quarterback.
Right.
Okay.
And I, again, like I said earlier, you cannot be scared to compete.
Correct.
Like, honestly, like, I mean, there's not probably a single publication or person out there that probably was going to put me to win the job in Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Everybody would have been like, oh, like this other quarterback was going to win the job.
Yeah.
He had been a 2-year starter at West Virginia. He was like the active leader in passing yards in NCAA.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of people were like, hey, he's going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy. I felt very confident in what Coach Arbuckle and what Coach Helton had told me.
Yeah.
That like I was gonna get a legit chance to compete.
That's all you can ask for.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
So like, and that's all I wanted.
Do you feel like when you're there, do you feel like there's a pressure being the Western Kentucky quarterback? And I know that sounds silly, but for some of y'all that don't know, they're coming off a quarterback that threw for 1 million yards.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's what
Was it Zappy?
that's what a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Is like you guys know him because like Mike will be in New York. Like
Yeah.
Mike White was there.
Yes, he was.
Mike White's the man.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
And Brandon Dowdy,
By the way,
Swag Dowdy.
EKU guy too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So
Yeah.
that's right.
Jeez.
Look at the polls.
Come on, we know. come
So
on.
we got,
Go
and then you got
Colonels.
Swag Dowdy. You got Brandon Dowdy, who was
Okay.
there before, and Brandon Dowdy had led the country in passing yards twice when he was
Yeah.
at Western Kentucky, and then obviously Bailey had done what Bailey had done and breaking the record for passing yards in a season. So like
Yeah.
being the starting quarterback at Western Kentucky, whether people know it or not, it's like a big responsibility. Like
Yeah.
you have to be productive to be the starting quarterback at Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
If you're not, the fans will be like, "Yo, like." Don't play. This dude sucks.
Don't be here.
Because they're so used to seeing guys like Mike White, like an even deeper pull, Willie Taggart Sr.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
People know about Willie Taggart Sr.
Come on.
Yeah.
About K1 Jenks. People
Yeah.
don't know these names, but these are names that if like a Western Kentucky heard them, they
Yeah.
fan there.
They'd be
They
like,
know.
well, it's crazy because it's like I feel like there's only a handful of schools like by position like they're not crazy big schools, but like Western Kentucky quarterbacks.
Yeah,
right?
so
or
if-
like North Dakota State. If you're a QB
Yeah,
from North Dakota State,
yeah,
okay, be prepared to go in the first round.
Right.
Carson
Yeah.
Wentz.
right,
Thanks.
exactly.
Okay.
And so like
Trey
these,
Lance.
Trey
you got-
Lance.
like these fans expect like good players.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I knew like, but I also was super confident. Like I know who I am. I've always been super confident who I am. Like I'm
Yeah.
Austin Reed. I'm
Yeah.
not Brandon Dowdy. I'm not Mike White. I'm not Bailey Zappi. I'm
Yeah.
Austin Reed. I'm going to be Austin Reed. Either that's going to be good enough or it's not.
Correct.
And so like I was super confident. I wasn't going to try and be Bailey Zappi, but like, yeah, I knew I was going to have to be productive. And I was going to, and especially because there was a lot of talent.
Yeah.
I didn't want to let the talent around me down. That's how I've always felt as a quarterback, especially when I'm on really talented teams. Like, I don't want to let the talent down. Like, I don't
Yeah.
ever want to be like, hey, this team was so talented, but they were a quarterback away.
Yeah.
So, like, I knew there was a lot of talent on the roster, and so it was up to me to just get the ball to those
Yeah.
guys.
Do you feel like that's one of your whys? Right. Obviously, you have your whys. Like, if it's your family or it's this.
Sure.
Is a piece of it also like I just don't want to let people down. People are willing to depend on me.
Yeah, you know, like a lot of my why in life in general just comes from like stewardship of the things that are given to me.
Yep.
You know, my faith is obviously like the biggest thing in the world to
Correct.
me. As you guys know, like
Right.
if you could strip everything away, but I still had Jesus Christ in my life, like I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Tomorrow, put me
Yeah.
on the side of the street. The Lord still was on the cross, so I'm good. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm
like
solid.
that's just who I am.
Yeah.
So for me, my entire life is built upon that premise. So
Okay.
like whenever the Lord gives me in life, I want to make sure I'm stewarding it correctly.
Yeah.
Like I always am like, man, if the Lord trusted me with this,
Yeah.
I will not be the one who wastes it.
Yeah.
When I'm on a football team and I have really good teammates, for me it's like I'm thankful to be around guys like this.
Yeah.
I will not waste their time or not be good enough for them.
Yeah.
And then in my life, you know, with my wife and my daughters now, like I'm fortunate to have them.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I will refuse to let them have a deadbeat dad or a deadbeat husband.
Yeah.
So like for me, like my entire life is built upon like how do I prove the people around me right and like take care of them. And yeah, that would definitely be a reason like as to a why with all three of those things.
Really?
Yeah.
That's lit. So, man, now we're getting into it. You go play that season.
Yeah.
Right? There's no pressure because you already know, like, it's not even, I'm not them. It's I'm not going to let these guys down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you go in. I mean, what game are you like, okay, now because like you just said, you were on a journey to prove to yourself, I'm good enough to play FBS football.
Yeah.
Right. Where are we at? What game is it where you're like, okay, no, I can play here.
Yeah. So like we play Austin P week 1 and I play like okay.
Yeah.
Played okay. And I was like, oh man, this is only like the second ever Division I team I've played against. And I play like okay. I'm like, Then we go week 2, we play at Hawaii. And we kind of give them a taste. And I was like, okay. Like, yeah. Week 3, we go to Bloomington. We play Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, again, Indiana is not the Kurt Signetti Indiana.
Yeah.
Right? This is like the old Indiana.
Yeah.
So they're not fantastic, right? But we go to Indiana and, like, for lack of better words, I play really well. I throw for like 350 yards.
Oh, you play very well.
3 touchdowns.
Okay.
And, like, this is a Big Ten team.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I threw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, I can do this.
Yeah.
The very next week, we play against FIU.
Okay.
And we beat them like 73-0. I threw for like 400 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. You're
At this point, I'm
video
like,
game
okay,
numbers.
like I can play at this level.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm playing FIU, who's a Division I FBS team in Miami, like, and we're beating them 73-0.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad a team is. Teams don't lose 73-0.
Right.
So like at this point, I feel pretty confident, and it kind of just pushed me through the rest of the year to just keep putting up numbers and playing pretty well.
You end up throwing for what, 4,700?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. Ridiculous. What was it? Y'all had the most explosive passing offense, right? I'm just giving you flowers right here.
Ooh.
Earned conference newcomer of the year, all conference honors.
Shout out Ben Arbuckle.
Hey, come on, man. So y'all are out there doing it, man. So this part, I don't think a lot of people know this part. So I'm very excited to talk about this next part. Season's over, right? Y'all are you've shown who's the receiver that y'all had a couple.
Malachi Corley. Come on.
Y'all you were throwing to him and the other. What's the other one? The other receiver.
Maybe Daywood Davis.
Yeah, you were throwing to them with your eyes closed. Like it was at a point y'all's chemistry was crazy.
Yeah.
Like I can't really explain like.
Really good players.
50-yard handoffs is what I would call it, which y'all were doing, right? So, season ends. Again, now the transfer portal is hot. The transfer portal is the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
At this point in time.
Yeah.
It started about 2 years ago, but at this point, there's no rules, really, with the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Right. What are we thinking? Are we thinking we're gonna stay? Are we thinking we're gonna get in the portal? What's our thought process?
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell the whole story.
Come
I've
on.
never told the whole story.
Yes, go.
So-
let me sit up.
So I finished the season at Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing a lot of things about like these teams are interested.
Yes.
So my head coach, thankfully, Coach Helton, is like basically like a revolutionary when it comes to the portal.
Yeah.
He's a big believer in like, hey, you guys can enter the portal, and if you don't want to come back, then you can go. If you want to come back, I'll still bring you back.
Yeah.
So I told him.
Oh, that's lit. I did not know that.
He's had like ESPN articles written about him because he's like,
This is
he's on that.
He's ahead of his time.
So I tell myself, I'm like, listen, I think I'd be doing a disservice to myself because I know he's taken job interviews.
Yeah.
Right? And every coach takes job interviews.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I'd be doing a disservice to myself if I don't enter the portal.
At least go see.
I'm not going to go breaking rules, right? I'm
Yeah.
not going to go talking to people, and people won't really talk to me
Correct.
because it's still early on. We're not in the wild west right now where it's like a kid's entering the portal with a no contact tag, and
Yeah.
he knows where he's going. So I'm like, I owe it to myself to see what's out there.
Yeah.
So I entered the transfer portal, and also like, you know what, I'll say it. I also knew what was going on with NIL at the time.
No doubt.
I knew the money that I was being offered initially
The money's there.
Yeah.
at
There's
Western. No, but I knew what I was being offered initially at Western Kentucky.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I wasn't the happiest
Yeah.
with that number. And so I said, I'm going to enter the portal and I'm going to open up my opportunities. And I also want Western Kentucky to know that I could leave.
Yeah.
And so it came down to eventually another school and going back to Western Kentucky.
Yeah. So, so this is where I'm going to hop in real quick. All right. So I remember the second you entered the portal, a school calls me, right? Yeah. And they hear the number that they say is unbelievable. And I'm like, well, mind you, agents aren't even like really like in college yet, right? So like they're really just calling people that
this
know.
Is still like infant stage.
Yeah. So it's like he calls me and they're like, hey, we have this number for you. And mind you, I think me and you had talked about the number that Western Kentucky had offered. Yeah. It just like brief, like went over it. And then the next day, once you're into portal, they call me and they're like, hey, we know that's your boy. Like, this is the number. Like, what does he want to do? Yeah. I say this, the number was so big, I almost committed for you. Like, I didn't even talk to you. Yeah. Like, I was like, oh, and this is just like as a friend. Yeah. Right? I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Right? So now I'm gonna pass it back to you. So we can end up.
And I think to be honest with you, if you and I are talking about the same school,
we are.
I think that school, again, I'm never gonna draw names or say names or anything like that. Yeah. I think that school's quarterback decided to come back. Yes. And that's why that fell off. Yeah. Because I can comfortably say, and people can do the math and figure it out who it was and where it was, but I was pretty confident I was going there. Correct. And then the quarterback announced he's coming back. Yeah. And then they were like, hey, we're going to stick with him. I was like, listen, I get it. Yeah. He's your guy. And he ended up playing very well the next year.
Okay. Also, real quick, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Charlie, if you can make sure the camera's on Suge, right? Okay. We're going to come back.
Are we talking about the same one? Same state. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Boy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going.
And now you know who came back?
Yes.
You know who came back?
Yes.
You guys know who? Now you're thinking who came back that year?
That year.
I'll tell you the name after this.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Talk about it after.
Okay. So then, because that one fell out. That first one you talked about.
That fell off quick.
Fell off pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it was. It was just like between the two things, it just was never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you got it now. Okay. So that one, the one I'm talking about was very close. And then the quarterback announced he's coming back. I decided not to go there. Yeah. So then, I don't decide to go there. They're not bringing me in at this point. So then it's between two schools. Yeah. Okay. And this one school is a Power 5 school, and it's going back to Western Kentucky. Yeah. I had a conversation with the head coach of this Power 5 school. Yeah. And let's just say it rubbed me the wrong way, very much so.
Really?
The amount of times that I got called and texted and then berated on the phone by this head coach that I had never played for. Yeah. Immediately made me very confident that I did not want to play for this guy.
Yeah. Like what was it about it? Was it just on some like
make a decision, post it publicly, do it now or we're going to move on. Do it now or we're going to move on. Okay, you can move on. Yeah. You're an idiot. What do you think you're doing? You're the stupid, like you're so dumb. You want to go back and like
this is a head coach.
This is a head coach.
Talking to you?
I won't name his name on
this
podcast, but it's the craziest phone call I've ever had in my football career. Yeah. With somebody who's in the football world.
Yeah.
And a guy who I've never played for.
Right.
Never. And I had known him for a week and a half. So that led me very confidently to want to go back. Again, the Red Towel Trust and Western Kentucky took care of me very much.
No doubt.
I'm extremely thankful for it.
Yeah.
And if people disagree with that, I don't really care.
Right.
Because you would do it if it was your job.
Correct.
If somebody was offering you not a lot of money at your job, you'd go get interest from another job so that your job would give you a pay raise.
Right.
And if you got a problem with college athletes doing that, then you're selfish. Yeah. It's a you problem.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any problem with professionals taking care of themselves.
At all.
Why do we have a problem with 18, 19, 20-year-old kids getting a head start on life?
Correct.
And getting themselves in good positions financially?
Yeah.
It's a you problem.
Correct.
If you have a problem with it.
Because it is a business.
And so that's why I sleep with my head on my pillow at night with no problem.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like I was a great return on investment.
Yeah. Do you
so like whether it's between like TV, production on the field, in the community. Like I feel like I was a great return on the investment. So if like some people don't, then
but you
okay.
checked every box.
I can live with that.
Yeah. Do you feel like the schools, or you thought that the schools that came after you in the portal, because at this point you're a 4-star, right?
Yeah.
So you're the number 7 overall player in the portal at this time. Do you feel like you were do you feel like you knew these kinds of schools? Well, obviously we know we knew before you got into portal there was going to be a Power 5 school that was coming to get you, right?
Yeah.
That was the conversation we had. Did you know that this was going to be as big as like the schools that came after you? Did you think it was going to be as many schools as it was?
Yeah, I mean, I had a good idea who I was gonna talk to and who I would like have conversations with.
Yeah.
So like I was getting hit up left and right by teams.
Yeah.
But I like had a very good idea. Like I'm interested in either going back to Western or going to one of these 2 schools.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the situation to be right also.
Yeah.
You know, like I wanted to be going to a school with like good players, a good offense, a good coach, like good coordinators.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't just gonna go play for any Tom, Dick, or Harry.
Correct.
You know, like for me it was like I knew like if I'm leaving it's because I'm going to like a specific situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there was a lot of teams that ended up calling that I just was like, hey, thanks, but like I'm not interested.
I'm not gonna do, yeah.
Or like the funny ones are like when like an SEC school would hit you up and be like, hey man, like we'd love for you to come be like our 3rd stringer.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I appreciate the phone
I'll go
call,
back
Coach.
to Western and play.
Yeah,
What are you
come
talking
on,
about?
what we doing?
I'll go spend my last year being a 3rd stringer. They're like, but we'll give you $300,000.
No, they got bread. The money,
it's like-
the money's there.
The money
And
is
so that's
not
why
a problem.
some kids make the decision of like, hey, I'm going to take the money and pretty much nuke my career.
Yeah.
But I was never going to be about that. I just wanted
Yeah.
to play. I wanted to play. So if I wasn't going somewhere to be the guy,
Yeah. You
Or-
were going.
I wasn't going.
Yeah. So you end up coming back, Western Kentucky. What's the conversation like, I guess, as you come back? And then, I guess, walk us through what happens literally to, like, the next day or a couple days after you end up deciding to stay.
Yeah, everything was great. Everything was sunshine and rainbows when I decided I was coming back.
Yeah.
Everybody was super happy. We still hadn't played our bowl game yet.
Yeah.
We still hadn't played the New Orleans Bowl. I say, okay, I'm coming back. My offense coordinator, Arbuckle's like, let's go. Like, we're going to run it back next year.
Yeah.
Head coach is like that. Everything's all good. Like, we're all fired up.
Yeah.
And then we go out there and we handed South Alabama some of it in the New Orleans Bowl.
Hurt my
Man.
Jags, man.
Hey, man.
I went to that game, right? I'm there, and I was torn because I love me some Austin Reed, right?
Yeah.
But I love me some Jags.
Go Jags.
And I knew every player that was on South Alabama at that time because I had just left the school.
Yes.
So I'm telling the South Alabama kids, like, look, bro, don't sleep on this Western Kentucky team. Like, they got some players over there that can very, very, very easily walk into this university tomorrow and be the guy.
Yeah.
And obviously they probably didn't take that the right way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe I'll let you explain how the game went for you, but from a fan and a viewer's perspective, it was not great for
Yeah,
me. Aside of you doing your job, obviously.
Yeah, you would have loved like 56-55 South Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
That'd
like
been
Austin
that-
does great,
that'd
but South Alabama still pulls out the win late.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what. Again, you guys know me. I don't hold my tongue. I don't
Yeah.
know what South Alabama was doing that day.
I don't
Yeah.
either.
They did not leave man coverage.
I would say they stayed man.
They played man the whole game, and when we tempoed, they had no idea. Like they looked lost when
Yeah.
we tempoed them. And so, like again, because I thought South was really good.
Yeah.
Like only 2 losses were to like a P5 team and Troy.
Yeah,
They were like 10-2 going
they
into that
were.
game.
They were.
And I was like, dude, these guys are good. Carter Bradley
Yeah.
was my boy. Like that's my guy.
Shout out Carter, man.
Shout out Carter. That's my guy. And so I'm like, man, this is gonna be a dogfight. Like we better be ready to go. And we just came out just firing. They just had no answer. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what they were doing that day. But
I'm not gonna lie, fam, it felt like the national championship game. Like
It
it felt like I remember at halftime, you had like 4 touchdowns or something crazy. Like you had like 200 yards passing or something at halftime. I'm just like, what is?
it felt the same way. You can like we talk about flow state. It felt like one of those where I just like couldn't miss.
Yeah.
And we just guys were running wild, and
Yeah.
it was also the last hoorah of myself with our offensive coordinator. 'Cause
Yeah.
he ended up leaving to go to Washington State.
Yeah. Did you have an idea before?
No, I
Okay.
did not. And that's my boy.
Yeah.
But no, I did not know that when I came back.
Yeah. So, because I remember that part was just so interesting because it was like, again, from my perspective, I remember you had called. You're like, I'm gonna go ahead and stay. I'm like, all right, bet that's lit. I'm happy for you. And then I see on the news like a week later, it's like, okay, OC has left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, did you?
Now, so there's two sides of that coin, right?
Yeah.
There's the side of like I would have loved to have known that before making a decision, but there's like I can't be a hypocrite, right? If I'm gonna look at you guys and I'm gonna say players should be allowed to do better for themselves, to explore opportunities, to do this and that, and then a coach does it and I get mad at him for it.
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Then I'm being a hypocrite.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like if I'm okay with myself doing it, right, and getting in the portal and shopping myself, and then like if I'd have taken another opportunity because financially it was something you just couldn't say no to,
Yeah.
then I can't be upset when my offense coordinator does that when he has a wife and a son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like he's doing what he needs to do for his family.
Yeah.
So like,
And that's just a crazy opportunity to go to the Pac-12, like
Right.
as
Right.
a, you know what I'm saying, from Group of Five to
obviously, and then he was obviously him and Cam
Yes.
Ward ended up doing well.
Yes.
And you have Cam Ward to go.
Was that his coach?
Yes.
Yeah, at Washington State. So, like, it's one of those things where like, yeah, like this is the business.
Yeah.
You know, and like you can be petty about it, or you can be like, oh,
Yeah.
this is.
Shout out, coach. I did not realize.
Yeah,
that.
now
I
he's
mean,
the
that's
offensive coordinator at Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
things are
now
going
you
well.
got John Mateer.
So
Jesus.
Buckles-
This guy has a great
Buckles
resume.
doing all right.
Yeah,
Buckles doing just fine.
Yeah,
Austin
he-
Reed, Cam Ward, John Mateer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Things are going well.
Yeah, he's probably like, damn, I can't believe I had to make it work with that Austin Reed
Oh,
guy
no.
for a year. Look at what I have now,
guy's
dude. I had to make it work with that kid. Golly.
Oh,
Everybody's got to
man.
start somewhere, though,
What?
Buckles.
So,
That
boom.
is funny,
You
man.
go through that season, right? The next season.
Yeah.
Right. You go through. Y'all are hooping. Is your receiver still with you?
We have a complete Malachi's back.
Malachi's
and then
back,
we have a
okay.
completely new offense. We had
Okay.
like 8 new starters on offense, 8 new starters on defense. We were young. Malachi was a starter, but then like our other starting receivers were not one of them was above a sophomore.
Really?
So we were really young. And we just lost some games, like unfortunately. Like we go to Ohio State and we're playing with them for a half, and then they beat the dog piss out of us in the second half. And then we go play Troy, who ends up winning. Troy with John Summerall,
Okay.
which I played John Summerall 2 years in a row at Troy in my junior and senior year.
Yeah.
If Florida fans are worried at all about John Summerall, don't. The 2 times we played Troy,
Yeah.
I left that game going, I don't want to play them again.
Yeah.
Because they were striking you,
Yeah.
and they were playing hard, and they hit, and they were so physical.
Yeah.
Because that's who he is.
Yeah.
So like Florida fans, like I promise you, John Summerall will get it right.
Yeah. You got a guy.
Yeah.
So
you got a guy.
we lose to Troy, and then we lose to Liberty. Like we lose to Liberty, who ended up going to like this Peach Bowl, no Sugar Bowl, one of the two, Fiesta Bowl. They go play Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
We lose them like 42-39. We lose to New Mexico State when they had Diego Pavia and them like 42 to like 35. And then we who else did we lose to that year? We lost to one other team that year.
Yeah.
But like we're losing these games like in super unfortunate fashion.
Was Malik Willis there at Liberty when you played them?
Not when I was.
Okay,
So it would have been Caden Salter.
Okay.
Okay.
Caden Salter
Yeah.
was the quarterback that year, and he was cutting up. They
Yeah,
had
he's playing out of his
They
mind.
had C.J. Daniels at the time, who ended up cutting up with Miami this
wow.
past year.
Yeah.
So they were a really good team. And so, yeah, we lost like some games in unfortunate ways and didn't end up accomplishing what we wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
I probably could have played a little bit better during the year, but that's
Yeah.
that's ball, man. You
Yeah.
know
That's
how it
what
is.
it
Like,
is,
that's
yeah.
how it is. So we don't have the year I wanted to my senior year, but you asked me 100 times what I'd have done, I'd have gone back to Western.
You say that you made the right decision.
I'm a big believer in
no
like
regrets in that.
like you never know like what could happen on the opposite side. So like I'm like, oh, could I have transferred here, there, in the third? Like, yeah, I could have. I could have got bench week 3.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or I could have broke my leg week 4. Like you never know.
Yeah.
Like the Lord, you end up where you're supposed to because the Lord wants you to be there. So I would never regret going back at all.
100%. So I love that. So as we transition now, because you said it's your senior year.
Yeah.
So now we're done with the transfer portal. We're done with college football.
Sure.
It's time to take that leap.
Yeah.
Right. What's going through our head? How are you picking an agent? How are you deciding that process? What does the off season look like?
Yeah, I decided my agent before my senior year started.
That's awesome.
Obviously, like you can't sign with them or anything. But
Yeah.
I had basically told my agent Steve, I was like, hey, like you're the guy. Like I mess with you heavy. I think you're a really respectable dude. I think you're like someone who I can trust his word, and he has been since like the entire pathway. Like
Yeah.
obviously, like it hasn't gone exactly the way we wanted it to, but like
Yeah.
he has been the man. Like he's still like works super hard for me.
Yeah.
Even like as I've been in the UFL and then trying to get back in the league, like this dude is unbelievable.
Working his butt off.
But yeah, so then I like know I'm gonna go to the East West Shrine Bowl. I go there. I get invited to the combine while I'm at the East West Shrine Bowl, which was really cool to get to live out that like childhood dream.
Yeah.
Getting to play to get to go to the combine, and yeah, I mean, I feel like I thought the combine went well. I thought I threw well. I thought the Shrine Bowl went well. I thought my pro day went well. And then it comes time to like.
I gotta pause you real quick.
Yeah.
Because we had our last guest also talked about that experience, right?
Yes.
What was your experience? Obviously, you had a good time, right? What was your experience at the combine? Like, what are you going through? What's the process? What is?
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just like 100 miles an hour for 4 straight days. You're getting like zero sleep, and that's on purpose. Like they want you to be sleep deprived.
That's what I was
Everybody
asking
says
for.
this.
Everybody said it.
Shamar,
Shamar came on and word for word said the same thing. He was like, he said he was told that they do it on purpose.
Yeah, they want you to be sleep deprived, and so I did that, and you know, I was like, you're talking to offense coordinators and teams like that, and you're talking to coaches, and then you're then having to go to like crazy amount of medical stuff, and like me, like I didn't have any crazy medical things. Like I had like sprained my MCL my senior year, but that was it. So like, but some guys like Penix was in my draft class, and like they had Penix do medical stuff like for hours because of his knee surgeries he had. And like you feel bad because you're watching Mike like do like just crazy amounts of medical time and like having to get MRIs and stuff. Yeah. And so there's that, and then you finally get to the final day and it's finally time to work out. And so you're like throwing routes to guys that like you've never thrown to before. Yeah. Every guy's running a different route. Like I throw to Rome, like Rome runs like an out route and he runs it a type of way. But then who was the big boy from Florida State? The really tall receiver.
Freaking
Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, Johnny Wilson. Yeah.
But then Johnny Wilson's running the route like 3 guys later, and he's so like long and tall that like he's running it at like a completely different depth. Yeah. And so like you're having to navigate that. Yeah. And, so it's like I think the combine is way too overvalued. Yeah. It's like because then like you're like, okay, we're throwing in underwear to guys that we've never thrown to before.
We've never seen before. Yeah.
But it was definitely one of those things that was like a war of attrition. Just make it through the week. Yeah. And then I did that and did my pro day, and then it was time for the draft.
Did you feel better going into your pro day?
Yeah, I mean you're in control. You're throwing to your guys. Yeah. You have the script.
The script of what you're gonna do.
What you're gonna throw. Yeah. And then I spun it at my pro day. I felt really good about how I threw at my pro day. Yeah. Felt a lot more comfortable. Yeah. You know, doing it. When you're in control, and again, that's another thing with the combine. They don't want you to be in control. They want to see how you react. But again, like I just think it's stupid because it's like, oh what? Like when a guy plays in a game, he's gonna have the freaking call sheet. He's gonna have played with these guys all the time. You're gonna want him to have command of the offense. Yeah. Like I think certain things in the football world are a little more valued more than they should be. But that's a whole nother tangent.
To go down. So now the next part. This part is always like, it's not fun, but it's like, it's a core memory for everybody. Yeah. Right. So let's talk about the draft process. Like the draft has begun. It is Thursday.
Sure.
Obviously, we are. What are you hearing going into the draft?
Yeah, I knew Thursday, Friday would be nothing for me. Yeah. I mean, I knew first 3 rounds. I knew that had nothing to do with me. Yeah. But Friday, I start getting some calls.
That's what I was about to ask you. Okay.
So Friday, I got a call from like 2 teams, and they're like, "Hey, we like you a lot. Like, keep your phone ready tomorrow." Yeah. I'm like, "Oh man." And I had always known, like, if I was going to get drafted, it was going to be probably, like, 5th, 6th, 7th round.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, like, you just never know. Like, maybe I get drafted here.
What's the earliest? Not that, like, you were projected, but, like, there's always like I'll say, like, with JJ, with Mike, with Shamar, like, they all got told, like, hey, like, be ready in the first round. You're not going in the first round, but be ready in the first round.
I got told, I mean, I'll say what it is. I got told be ready 6th round. Okay. I got told 6th round was when I could start to see something. Yeah. Like, but that was also like a very realistic, like,
that's no problem. And
that was like,
I feel like that's good though.
That was like, hey, 6th round, you could legit get a call. Not like like, hey, be ready. Like, no, like 6th round, you could legit get a call to get picked.
What was the earliest that it was like, it wasn't like, this is probably not legit, but it's like, hey, be ready this round.
Well, like my agent told me like be by the TV, be by my phone starting in the 5th round.
Okay.
Just start being. Just
okay,
be
so
by,
just one around. Okay, that's not too far.
Just be ready.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I thought I might get a call. Towards the end of the draft, I started to get those calls that were like, "Hey, like, we're not going to take you." Chicago was one of them. Chicago was like, "Hey, like, we don't have any picks later on, and we're not like, so we're not going to be able to take anybody. Like, but we really like you."
Yeah.
I'd gotten a call from like the OC. Like this was one of the more personal phone calls I'd gotten. Like, we really like you. Like, we think this would be a good fit. So, but you're getting like these calls. And I think at like in the 7th round, I'm starting to come to the realization like, damn, I might not get picked.
I might not get picked up.
And yeah, I mean, like, I won't lie to you. Like, that day sucked.
Yeah. Did you have like a draft party?
I had like very, very close family and friends.
Yeah.
So like my parents, my in-laws, my like people who had been with me, like my high school coach.
Yeah.
Like my trainer over in Jacksonville forever. His name is Denny Thompson.
Denny Thompson, 6 points.
6 points.
Shout out 6 points.
6 points. R.I.P. 6 points.
Oh no.
Not a thing anymore.
Really?
We're gonna talk about that after this. I actually want to talk. We'll talk about that.
R.I.P. And so, well, now everybody just goes to Cortex over there.
Yeah.
Because that's like the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had like a close knit people that like if I knew I didn't get drafted, I'd be cool with them being there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, then ultimately don't get drafted, and yeah, it sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, oh, I was good. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was very upset.
Were you mad? Were there tears? I've seen tears from a lot of people.
Yeah, I think I probably cried a little bit.
Okay.
In the sense of like you just have to like get over yourself that like I just felt like I would never get that moment back.
Yeah.
So like I was extremely thankful and grateful to get an opportunity to be in the league, but every little kid dreams of getting the phone call and being drafted.
Yeah.
And so the fact that I was never going to get that moment was like sad, because I was like, I might have a 10-year career in the NFL, I might have a 3-year career in the NFL, like, but I was never going to get the moment back of being like, hey man, we're going to draft you here. And that was like that was the part that was like, damn, like that hurts.
How did you come to terms with something like that, like your childhood dream ultimately not being a reality for you at that moment?
You know, realistically, it is probably just because I just looked at it and I said, this is par for the course for my career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I dreamed of playing for the Miami Hurricanes growing up. Like like if you guys were told me like, hey Austin, like from the age of 5 until 18, I can give you a scholarship offer to any school in the country, any school.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you have gone? I said I'd have gone and played for the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even thought twice, and I never got to do that. I go to play in an FCS school, then I transfer Division II, and then I transfer up to FBS finally, and then I finally get to play in like Ohio State, Auburn. I get to play in these places, but like my entire career had been like this. I didn't start till my senior year of high school. Like this has just been my career. Like is this just like it didn't go the way I wanted it to, but I got to find a will and like find a way to like still accomplish my dreams. And so for me it was like, this sucks and like I'm very upset, but like, all right, let's go. Time to go again, Austin.
Yeah.
Like time to do what you do. Now you got to find a way to stick in the league, because now, like as you know, like as a UDFA with a small signing bonus, you're so expendable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
At any point, like I could have got cut.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been hopeful to make it to preseason. I'd have been hopeful to get to play in preseason games.
Yeah.
I'd have been hopeful after preseason to stay with the team. And so it was like, I need to find a way to stick in a building.
Yeah.
And so that was the goal next.
Yeah. So as you get the call from the Bears.
Yeah.
Right. What is that conversation like? What are we thinking? Because obviously, once you're UDFA, you get to kind of pick which team. What is the call about the Bears? It's like, okay, this seems like a clear cut.
Yeah, realistically, the most appealing thing about the Bears at the time is that I knew I was going to get a ton of preseason reps.
Yeah,
a ton. So I knew they were playing it, like we were going to play in the Hall of Fame game, which was going to be an extra preseason game, and then I was going to get 3 preseason games. And so, and they told me in 2 of those I was probably going to play a whole half. And I was like, man, like they're like, Caleb's going to play a little bit, but like then we're not going to want to play Caleb a ton. And then Tyson like is already kind of solidified. And then like Brett Rippon, like we'll like play him a little bit too. We'll play him too. So I was like, oh man, that's a lot of opportunity to play in preseason. Because again, at this point, like as a UDFA, it's like I just got to get film in the league to try and stick on a practice squad. And so, and they were like, hey, like we like you a lot too. Like we're not saying like there's not an opportunity for you here, but like the most important thing you can get out of us is we're going to play you a lot in the preseason.
Yeah.
And so I ultimately was like, man, that's going to be super valuable for me. And they say they like me a lot. Like maybe there might be an in there. And I obviously had a great relationship with Caleb.
Yeah, because
So I was like-
y'all are training together.
Yeah, and we're
Okay.
like boys at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but for some reason he and I just got along really well.
Yeah,
It's probably because I'm so cool.
yeah.
You know,
Probably
like,
probably that's what it is.
He was probably like, "Dang, I need to hang around that guy
This is a cool
and
guy.
be more like him."
Yeah.
And hopefully I rubbed off a little bit on him.
Yeah.
And he like now is like people are, like him a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like so that probably is the main
So
reason.
you're-
Yeah, I would have credited that to Austin Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly,
So-
he's probably I mean, if he even caught a snippet of this, he would agree with it. Right?
Yeah.
'Cause obviously.
Come on.
But yeah, so no, so I was like, I know I'll get along with the starter in the room. I know I
Yeah.
can help the starter. So yeah, I'll go there, and then I ended up
Going there and signing
go
there and look, we got to bring it up because mind you, y'all are on Hard Knocks
Yeah, that was something I did not even know about until after.
at the time,
Right.
right? So you're on Hard Knocks. Obviously, you're having a good camp. You're doing what you're supposed to do, right? I will never forget. I have to play this.
Yeah,
you know,
shout
you
out.
know, I have to play this.
Yeah, shout out Keisha Cole.
Oh man, Rookie Entertainment, right? For those of y'all that don't know what Rookie Entertainment is, pretty much you go in there, you say your name, sometimes you say your school depending on your team, you say your signing bonus, right? And
Yeah,
then
you do.
and then you say then you do whatever you're gonna do.
No, you do, and then you do your talent show.
Right. So, and obviously everybody's trying to get a feel for them. And this is just from my perspective as like the audience, like watching you, right? So it's funny we're watching it and then hold on. Figure out. Hey!
It's so bad.
Oh, no.
I'm so off pitch.
But you got to know though. You got to know when this is playing that okay, the team is bought in
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. I
Right.
looked up and I was like, yeah.
because you don't even have to sing this part right here. Look, once the team starts singing with you,
Also, like song choice is so crucial.
Absolutely.
100%.
You gotta
Absolutely.
know your audience.
Yes.
Like you gotta know. Like you're up there singing something nobody else knows, then you're up there singing it by yourself, and then
Yeah.
it's even more amplified. Like I suck. I'm not a good singer. But now, like I'm singing, and everybody's like, "Oh,
yeah.
And like, shout out Rodney Coates. He's who introduced me to that song when I was in college. Mic drop.
I mean, crowd is lit.
Yeah, that's the one with Rookie Entertainment.
Yeah.
The minute you get crowd participation, you win.
You
Yeah,
win.
you're
You
in.
win.
That's all that matters. You gotta get them involved. And we had a street. Listen, we're in like a long camp because, like I told you guys, we had played in the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
So we got there a week and a half before
Everybody else.
And so it's a long, long camp. And we went draft picks and then UDFAs in alphabetical order. So
Okay.
like I'm Reed, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm at the near the end of the UDFAs. And I don't want to call my boys out, but like we had like 2 weeks of just like terrible performances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not good. Like guys weren't getting the crowd into it. Everybody's like dying for it. And so like Cole Kmet is like, hey man, like we're relying on you.
We need you.
Everybody knows you're like a funny dude. Like
Yeah.
you better show out.
Yeah.
And I was like just praying nobody picked that song because I obviously know that song word for word.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this,
Obviously, you know Keisha Cole word for word.
obviously.
Yeah, that's what.
And
everybody-
so and then I also knew like like white quarterback gets up there and starts playing Keisha Cole like obviously
that's going.
everybody's gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And, like, so like
Look, I don't.
I
I
said
don't
no.
left
She's a
field.
staple.
Definitely, we're not expecting that.
right. I had multiple people come up to me. They're like, man, I thought you were gonna sing like Morgan Wallen. Or
Oh
something.
man,
Like,
play a little big green tractor.
I'm like, you know what? Like the shoe fits, but
Yeah.
no, I wasn't. I had something for y'all. Don't worry.
I think it's funny that Keisha Cole can change the culture of some
I
stuff.
know it. She commented on it. Like it got posted somewhere, and she commented on it, and I was like, yeah,
So, oh man,
Let's go.
I'm on now.
I did that. And then that's why I sent it to my boy Rodney Coates. I don't know if y'all met Rodney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rodney.
Yeah,
Government.
yeah,
I'm throwing the
Rod.
government
I know
out
Rod.
there today.
Rod, but that's
we know Rod.
You just cut off half his name.
We all know
That's
Rod.
an easy nickname.
I know, but I'm just airing out socials out here. But
so
I sent it to Rod, and Rod was fired up. 'Cause
Man.
that's his thing.
shout out
I
Rod.
watched Rod run a 4.3 at his pro day. That shit was fast.
Just a little fun fact.
Legs,
That shit was fast.
legs just eat up ground.
Oh,
they just
man.
eat ground.
When you obviously boom you going through preseason games right
Yeah.
now you're live, you're in the NFL.
Sure.
There's no more. How do you get rid of that? Oh my gosh, that's so and so. Oh my gosh,
Sure.
and transition it to I am an NFL player. I am also that.
Yeah, dude, imposter syndrome is a real thing in the
Yeah.
league. You know, because my locker, right? I was sitting in my locker, and to the right of me is Keenan Allen, and I'm like, whoa,
That's
this is Keenan
That's
Allen.
Keenan Allen.
I know Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
I've been known Keenan. Like this dude is like,
Yeah. He said, you watch
Yeah,
him growing up, like,
this is Keenan Allen.
yeah.
But then you're around Keenan for a week, and he's so normal.
Yeah.
And he's just like, now it's just like, AR, what up, AR? AR, you good, brother? Yeah, I'm good, man. You good? And it becomes like, and so then you start to like, okay, like, they look at me like I belong here.
Yeah.
So like, I shouldn't look at myself like I don't.
Correct.
And then, like, you start making plays in camp. And my rookie year, I had a really good camp. Like,
Yeah.
I played really good in camp. And then I played really well in the preseason games.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, I'm good enough to like, and you start to get respect from those guys. Like, you know, like, you're getting guys like DeAndre Swift who are coming up to you and they're like, man, you're spinning it. Like, you can.
Hey,
Yeah. Shout
Georgia
out DeAndre
Poole.
Swift, man.
Shout out Swifty. That's
Shout
my
out
guy.
Charlie. That's Georgia fan.
Swifty's my guy now.
Man.
Swifty's my guy. I love Swifty's a good dude.
Yeah.
But like Swift's coming up to you and he's like, dude, you can play. Like,
Yeah.
you totally like are good enough to play at this level.
Yeah.
And you're hearing that from guys and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like,
it means something. It
I
means a little bit
appreciate
more.
it.
Yeah.
And then like also like when I played in the preseason games, because I had like you do things like that at the rookie talent show and like the personality type I have, like you feel like you get guys who like root for you and like want to like you become like these guys like homeboy, like they like are like when you're on the field, like those preseason games in the second half, man, that's like the varsity team watching the JV.
Yeah.
Like,
Correct.
we're honest.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah.
honest. And so like when I'm looking over and Keenan, freaking Swifty, Cole Kmet, freaking just trying to think of other names. I don't want to name drop too much, but like those guys are like over there on the sideline going crazy when you're playing well in the preseason.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, like they just look at me like I'm their guy, like I'm
Yeah.
their peer, and so like that kind of fades pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that is lit. So it naturally happens.
Yeah.
So boom, you do your thing in the preseason.
Yeah.
We're throwing touchdowns. We're playing good ball, right? Walk us through, I guess that window where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we're figuring out who makes the 53,
Sure.
who doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. Which obviously it's easy for us to know what went on because I mean you're on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Right. So walk us through that. You get the phone call. Hey, go ahead and come up to the.
Yeah, I mean, so like I got a call. So I get a call from so Brett Rippon was the third quarterback there. So like
Okay.
Brett was the third one there, and then I got there, and like I was the fourth one. But then like they were letting us split 3 reps in camp,
Okay.
and so. And Brett is like the greatest dude, like an unbelievable mentor. Like I don't stick in the league for even 2 years if it isn't for him.
Yeah.
Like because like he just like helped me with so much. And so Brett calls me, and he's like, "Dude, I just got the call. I got cut." And I'm like,
Oh no.
"No way!" In my head, I'm like, "Did I make the 53?"
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my god, I think there's a chance I made the 53." And I played really well in the preseason, like
Yeah.
really well. And my agent told me after my last preseason game, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but you will be in a building.
You're gonna play football. This
You'll be
year.
on somebody's P squad.
Yeah.
At the worst.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he calls me, he's like, I got cut. And I'm like, no way.
So, oh man.
Oh my god. And I get called like 2 minutes later. Hey, can you bring your iPad?
Oh, not the
Oh,
iPad.
Oh my god. Hey, can you bring the iPad and the charger up here? And I'm like, oh damn. Okay. So I show up and I get cut, and they're like, hey, like we really like you. Like, there's a really big high chance like we bring you back on the P squad. Like that, like stay in the hotel, don't leave. Like we're like, we really like you. Like,
We're gonna work it out.
There's a really good chance you come back.
Yeah.
So I call my agent. He's like, all right, well, I'm gonna start working though, because if they don't, like, you need to have somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
And so he like told me there was like 1 or 2 other teams that like straight up told him like, hey, if he doesn't go back there, like we want him to sign for our P squad.
Yeah.
And so ultimately it worked out where like Brett signed for an active roster in Minnesota,
Okay.
and Chicago was like, hey, we were trying to find a way to keep both of you, but like now that he's gone, like we definitely want you to come back on the P squad.
Yeah.
And so then that's why I signed on the P squad and stayed in Chicago for my whole rookie year.
Yeah. No,
And then it's ended up staying and went through my rookie year.
Yeah.
What would you say would have been your biggest adjustment coming from the journey that you had coming from FCS to D2 to D1? Now you're a professional athlete.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've always been like a gunslinger. Like I always have. Like to me, it's like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try and find a way to win the game for my team.
Yeah.
I've never been a game manager.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
not who I am. Like I'm not gonna go out there and just like do and like then if we lose like 17-14, it's like, well, I didn't lose my team the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Like right, wrong, or indifferent, right? In my career, I've had games where I've thrown for 6 touchdowns. And I've had games where I've thrown for 3 or 4 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And like I live with that. That's who
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am.
yeah.
You know what I mean? If the whole world thinks like hates me because of it and like wants somebody to point the finger at, I can live with that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try and help my team win.
Right.
100%.
I'm not just gonna sit by because I don't want to mess up
Yeah.
and like loot and watch my team lose games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's helped me out more times than it's hurt me.
Yeah.
So that's just who I am. The league though, you can't go all like Wild West, like willy-nilly, like I'm just gonna go do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
You gotta have a game plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, although like I'm a gunslinger and like I like to like play like by the edge of my seat and like you're gonna like be like, man, this guy's gonna make like crazy throws. Like I can't just go out there and say like, F it, we ball.
Yeah.
Like in freestyle and just hope that I can see things as they happen.
Yeah.
So like you gotta have pre-snap plans. Like, hey, what's my cover 0 answer?
Yeah.
Okay, boom. If it's not cover 0, where are my reads? Boom, this is my first read, second read, third read, fourth read. Here's my footwork for this play. Here's my get out of jail card. Like if I'm hot, where do I need the ball to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these are all the things that like, and then when the ball snaps, then you hoop.
Yeah.
right?
Then it's time to go.
Then it's time to process information. But you got to have a plan going into it. I can't just walk up to the line and be like, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
And like, I had done that in the past. And so like,
That's so cool. I had to stop you just because that reminds me of like it's cool to see like the maturity of you you've always been more of you're a funny guy, but you're a mature person, right? But and it's kind of cool to see that maturity has come into football too, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, because the same and I'm not here to say that you're this guy, but it's like that sounds very similar to what like a Josh Allen had to learn, right? To where it's just like, don't get me wrong, there are points in the game where we need you to be Superman. Like, we need you to gunsling.
Yeah.
But then there's other times where it's just like, the layups are there. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to
Totally.
where it's cool to see that your maturity as a quarterback is taking you to, like, I could gunsling in college. This is not college.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is not there. So
Yeah.
I had to give you flowers. Like, it's cool watching your maturity at the quarterback position continue to grow too.
Yeah, and there's a time and a place. Like when the ball is snapped, like you got to hoop.
Yeah.
You got to be able to hoop. But like hooping within like a plan.
Yeah.
So it's just like having a plan, right? And like that's why I think Josh and Pat Mahomes and like other guys, I think Caleb this past year and like Lamar are so great because it's like, yeah, like when it comes time, like they're hooping. Like,
Yeah.
There's nothing like stagnant and like boring and like methodical about these guys.
Yeah.
But like deep down there is a plan going on. You just don't see it. Like their natural instincts take over in the play.
Yeah.
But like there was a plan that led to them doing that. But you're not seeing like these just boring like bum 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 bum. Like you're seeing guys who are like freak athletes and ultra talented play within the structure of an offense. And that's why I think quarterbacking right now is like the guys at the very top are playing at a level that like you haven't ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I'm watching it in real time right now. I was going back to watching you in high school, right? I'm just gonna compare the two, where I could see you were going, okay, 1, 2, 3. Whereas in the league, you kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of have to foresee stuff happening before it does.
Yeah,
right?
like I'll give you a prime example. Like if you have like a sail drive concept, right? And this is just like a perfect example of something I'm thinking of. So like, and we had this happen. We had this play in our offense a ton, like this past year with Dallas and the Renegades. And like if you got a sail drive concept and you drop back and you see cloud coverage, right, and your sail's running into it, I don't need to hang on that. I already know too high at backside basic is like a great route versus too high. So like I take my first step in my drop and I see that corner's cloud in the sail route. screw that. I don't need to hang on here. Let's get to my drive shallow with that shallow basic coming in there. And whatever that hook defender wants to attach on, if he wants to drive on that shallow route, boom, there's my basic.
Yeah.
If he wants to hang up on the basic, the shallow's there. But I know because I'm getting like a too high like cloud coverage to the field, like just accelerate to that. That's a good too high route combo right there. And then if all that's taken up, then you'll have your check down right there with like your check angle or your check spot, which again is another great thing if you're getting like too high and they're dropping out of it. And like say you're getting Tampa and he's dropping underneath the basic and they're attaching to the shallow, then of course your back's going to be right there.
Yeah.
So it's like these are the kinds of things that it's like you don't want to be like robotic, but like the answers are there if you have a plan.
Yeah.
And then the natural talent takes over from there.
there.
So.
Yeah.
I didn't show it. Okay. I'm smiling internally because that's football knowledge right there.
I said, yeah.
That is what I love to hear.
Every now
You
and
say
then.
you're a football nerd, man. I love the explanation you just gave. That was
There we go.
right.
on.
I'm over here. I'm trying to hold back a smile. I'm like,
There
bro,
we go.
let me sit the hell up in my seat.
Every now and then.
Hey, once he
Every
showed
now
cover
and
two
then.
hands, I was like, oh yeah, we're on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
on.
Every now
He
and
gave
then
me
I know
cover
that.
two
That's
hands.
exactly what I was looking for.
So,
Tearing up.
so as we're
That was beautiful.
as we're
So beautiful.
as we're finishing up,
Yeah.
walk us through because you're one of the best players in the UFL this year,
Had a decent year.
right? So walk us through, I guess, how the opportunity
He said
came.
had a decent year.
Had a decent
Every
year.
time I watched him, they said the leader in something.
Yeah, no, he played well, right? So walk us through, I guess that like how the opportunity came, what your thought process was, how the season finished, like where are we at now?
Yeah, I mean, I was really hesitant to play in the UFL. I didn't know if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I was really, I was a little spurred by like how my time in Chicago ended.
Yeah,
I was a little upset with football, and I was like, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Do I really want to do this? Do I not? And I got a call from Rick Neuheisel, our head coach, and he just convinced me. He was like, hey, I think this is a really good opportunity for you. And I just came down to it. I was like, you know what? I don't think I ever want to live with the regret of like, man, I should have done it. I tell you guys this all. Like, I don't like living with regret. Like, I'd rather do something and it epically fails than not do something because like, and then be like, man, I should have done that. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I might go. It might crash and burn. I might not play. I might play like crap. But screw it. I'm going to go do it. You know?
go
Like,
hoop.
Yeah.
and so like I got a call from Neuheisel and he was like, hey, I really think this would be a great opportunity for you. I like thought about it. I was like, you know, this is one more chance to play ball.
yeah,
This might be the last chance I ever get to play ball. You know, like who knows? If I don't get signed here in the fall, and I could probably go back to the UFL, but like I might not, and like it could be the last time I ever play football. So like I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take this one last chance to play ball. And so, yeah, it was exciting to get to play. And you know, I was like one of only 2 quarterbacks this year that started all 10 games.
yeah,
Which shows like how volatile like the UFL was. That like all these quarterback switches were happening.
yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
so I'm super grateful. I got to start 10 games, play 10 games, like get the opportunity to like play a lot of football again, get a ton of film.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had a workout with the Dolphins the other day and I thought it went really well. And, you know, I hope more opportunities like that keep coming up. And, you know, I'm hoping that I get another opportunity here in the preseason to get back into a building and play in some preseason games. And we'll see if it happens, man. It might not. Like, it might, and maybe the league is like, hey, you've had your time. And, so that's it for me. And if it is, like, I've had a good run.
Yeah,
like,
no, you balled.
so like,
but
it'll all work out how it's supposed to.
I'm gonna go ahead and speak it into existence, though. This is not gonna be the last time, man. I'm speaking into existence. You're gonna be in a team, right?
I hope so.
You're gonna be in the league this year. We're gonna be either cheering for you or we're gonna see you on a roster of a football team, and that's ultimately, as Coach JJ says, you just gotta get to the dance. Once you get into the dance, anything can happen.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So hopefully I get in the building, I get to play in some preseason games, and we'll see, man.
From there, so
We'll see if I get to rock the shield
Man.
one more time.
let's do it, man. I appreciate you.
No doubt.
This is lit.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate
Man.
you guys, man.
And
Boy,
this,
put up.
this is, if you don't have any further questions, Wayne, this is the last one that we ask all of our guests, right?
Yeah, let's go.
What was the code that you feel like that you cracked to keep you focused, keep you aligned, and get you to where you're at today?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll always point back to my faith. You can't do anything if you don't have. I feel like that having that foundation with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is what's kept me on every single road I've been on in my whole life. I know that my value doesn't come from the things that I do. It comes from the salvation that's been given to me through Christ Jesus on the cross. And when you have that kind of backing in your life, everything else is easy. So like, I don't have this extra weight on myself to do this, that, and the third because I feel like I have to in order to like feel valuable or feel like, you know, I'm worth something, you know, because I already know my worth, right? So everything I do in football is just trying to glorify God. Everything I do in my life is just trying to glorify God so that people see me and they go, man, something's different about him. Like, what is it? And hopefully when they see me and they see something different, they can see that like, man, his faith just like changes the way he lives. And so with my faith being so important to me and just driving everything I do, it's taken so much pressure off of myself. And like, you know, I'm not that important. I'm not that like, I don't have to take myself that seriously, you know, because like all this stuff I do is just supplement to like the greatest thing in my life, which is my faith and my salvation. So I hope everyone out there can find that and find that salvation through Jesus Christ, and they can live their lives with that security and with that backing.
That's good stuff, man. To be honest with you, that is a very pretty common thing was when we ask our guests that it seems like everybody relies on their faith to keep them grounded, but then they give that all the credit to where they're at today right now, you know what I mean, type deal. So again, we appreciate you for being a part of this episode.
This is
we got to pay the bills one time for the one time. We got Brown Bear, Good Mood Food.
Good Mood Food.
You eat good, you look good, you feel good, man.
Some
of the best products that I've ever had in my entire life, if not the best seasoning and best barbecue sauce that I've had in my entire life.
Sweet heat.
Sweet heat.
Nah, we got to get you some of this A-Reed. This is some of the best stuff.
I won't turn it down.
I
won't turn down.
See us. We were talking about it
if it's free, it's me. You know that.
Yeah, you know that.
I'll tell you this too. It's like obviously it's to pay the bills, but at the same time, we wouldn't be promoting something we don't believe in or that we don't like, right?
Sure.
To where it's just like one thing with it. It's funny because like we put Shamar on it, we put JJ on it, we put like a lot of these guys on it, and then it's funny because we'll talk to him like a month later, and then the dude that owns Good Mood Food, he'll be like, "Hey man, Shamar just placed a $500 order on product." So it's like, it's a thing where it's just like, it is good, but then it's like, you taste it and you're like, no, this is not just being promoted to me. This is actually unreal.
Yeah, I don't know what is in there, but I swear it's like crack, man. That junk right there is so addictive. Like I put the barbecue sauce, I put the seasoning on everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Like you probably couldn't name stuff that I don't put. I put it on salad. There's no reason for barbecue sauce to be on salad, you know. But I eat it just because it tastes good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks good.
It is. It's really good.
But man,
you got anything? Well,
that's all I got. No, I appreciate you pulling up, man. We've been talking about this for a minute, man.
I'm glad we finally found the time.
Absolutely. Well, man, Carter Cole family, we appreciate you for tuning in for another installment of the Carter Cole podcast, and we're gone.